What up, everybody? We are here for the final round of the Gauntlet. We have Cowboys versus DPS. Unfortunately, for those who were paying attention, Galactic Outlaws were not available. Had to FF earlier today, and Cowboys got the bye through to the finals. But we still have a good series that's going to come. We got picks and bans coming through. Kindred, Jana, Amumu being banned for Cowboys. We have Isaiah, Nautilus, Tarek banned for DPS. I am Little Rodney, aka the old sad boy, aka the best dad you never had, and I am here with Stevie.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Stevie again here from Rat Legion. We got the second seed in this. I haven't played it all for them, but hey, here we are.
What
And
am I,
hopefully
chocolate?
Oh,
Yes,
right.
and we have Aulz here as well. I was gonna let Stevie do his little thing first, and then remind them that you're still here.
Yeah, Aulz, best known for his weekly spreadsheets about how everything's going in the league. Are they there on time? Never. But they're there
Ooh.
nonetheless. And just like that, we're gonna get right into the first picks here. Rengar and Kog'Maw coming out right immediately. Tell us,
Yeah.
SadBoy, what thoughts on what these teams are gonna play for?
Actually, the bot lane of DPS has been their primary winning capabilities, and they are going to lock in the Juggernaut there. We have seen your bad connection. I think was one of the early adopters of the Kog'Maw Melio.
Uh,
So yeah,
that so that came from Rat Legion,
did
and
that?
then
Ah,
yeah,
you are correct. You are correct.
so
You are
I'm
correct.
gonna drop a little bit of spoilers. So that came from a Rat Legion DPS scrim where Rat Legion ever so handed DPS their first L's in those scrims with Kog'Maw Milio. And now
And they stole your tech. They stole your tech.
your bad connection has now been converted into a Kog'Maw player, citing
But
that this is one of the best characters in the entire game.
Uh, it definitely is right now. We do see the Nyla coming through, most likely from Mointment. I believe we saw, was it? I can't remember if it was against Mointment or we saw Mointment playing Nyla previously. We get a Nami as well. Also, I do want to touch on this. Rengar has a not positive win rate this season here in BTL. So let's see how that goes.
Yeah, we all know Rengar, right? It doesn't matter. Solo queue, 5 stack. Somehow Rengar gets fed. It doesn't just somehow. It just happens. Then again, I could be talking from a silver elo, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with I don't know because there's a lot of there's a lot of memes about NA Rengar, and two, a lot of those memes have carried over to what we've seen a lot of times. But we do get a Shin locked in, most likely going to last Shyvana, who is going to be in the top lane? Question mark, or possibly that's just nobody's in order quite yet.
it, it, no, so there was a little bit of a shakeup as we saw in the last match with
DPS.
DPS. I believe that Quaker, there used to be top laner, has now switched to mid lane while they introduced a new person by the name I forgot his actual name. It's so hard to pronounce it in game.
Yeah, but that was a sub though. Last Shyvana is normally the
Oh,
mid laner,
Lashvana is normally the mid laner. Yeah, I
which is
believe
why
they
I'm
did make the executive decision to switch them though,
okay.
citing
Well,
primary concerns with roaming and just playing weak side top.
that is true. That has been brought up. They did bring it up in their interview last week or a couple weeks ago. So that is a good point. Maybe that is the permanent switch. But DPS is going to ban out the Malphite and the Lissandra, and Cowboys are going to ban out a couple of mid laners, Anivia and Malzahar. And there's a Rammus locked in for DPS. It looks like they're going full in on the 2019 RNG comp. We're gonna put all our eggs on Uzi. Everybody else peel.
Well, this isn't a surprise. This is what Your Bad Connection told us they were going to do in post-game interview last night after knocking off IC in Game 2 of the Gauntlet. So unless Cowboys can really crush the bot lane here, we're going to see the same draft pretty much for the rest of the Gauntlet.
I like that idea, though I don't like the idea of announcing it. But
Hey,
But
it's
I
on the
do
VOD.
he's yeah, he's confidence. His confidence outshines as well. So, if that's one thing to say about your
Ooh,
bad connection, it's going to be that he is really confident in his team and in himself
that
to leak
that
those things.
is very true, very true. But I still do wonder. You don't want to just give out the secret sauce with one match left until playoffs. But we do get the Vladimir and the Varus, the two V's coming through for Cat Cowboys, which is interesting because one of them has to go mid, I would assume. And we do get Cassiopeia locked in for DPS. Um, is this going to be a Varus mid?
Might be a Varus top.
I think
Varus
it's more
top would
likely
be-
to be a Varus mid than a Neela mid. Although into Cassiopeia, with the fact that Cassio's short range enough, you could make use of Neela. It just makes her passive so worthless. Not
What
having
about
the
what about Varus top?
that would be a choice.
I mean, into Shin, you do outrange him, and if your spacing is good, Shin should never touch you. But if Shin touches you or Remus touches you, that's it. That's it. Like that's a blown flash, and then the next time that's a death. I
You-
I I actually do like Varus into Cassiopeia. So one of the old counters a long time ago to Anivia was Caitlyn for similar reasons. That as long as the spacing is good, Anivia can never reach Caitlyn. And I think there's a similar option like that for Varus into Cassiopeia. Right?
Well,
Yeah,
I,
no,
yeah,
actually, yeah, that does make sense actually.
we'll have to see
Um,
though. We just gonna have to wait and see what CC decides with their champions. I mean, heck, we could see Rengar out of the jungle. We've seen a fair bit of Rengar top in all levels of amateur competitive play recently, so
That
anything is possible.
also true.
But
The
that
only
being said,
question I have is who would jungle? It is well, ooh. It's at
Nami
least
jungle.
looking like a Varus top.
I don't like that. Yeah, you're gonna bully the Shen. You have the range advantage, you have the poke advantage, you can get through the shield pretty easily, but that doesn't matter. The point of the Shen isn't to dominate lane. The point of the Shen is not to be a monster. The point of the Shen is to just press R on your bad connection. End of story. So even if that Shen is down 6,000 gold, if the shield saves the Kog'Maw from Rengar once, the Shen has done its job.
well, the thing is, but then you gotta think about the other half of that is that the Varus is now gonna just be fed, just basically gonna channel a bunch of gold, top lane XP. If the Shen leaves top lane turret, like it's just a bunch of gold going to Varus. There's like two ends to that sword. If they can't get anything off with that Shen R, or if nothing comes of it, if it's all equivalent and said and done, the Varus actually comes out on top. So whether or not can DPS actually get something out of it every single time Shen R is used, or during team fights.
Yeah, that's true,
I mean-
but you lose the element of split push as well with a top lane Varus because it makes it so vulnerable to the Rammus. You're not going to have self-peel outside of the ult. You're not going to have the tank stats of a standard top laner, so even Shen Rammus as a duo is going to be able to cut through you. I don't like it here. I understand why they're doing it, but I just think it's a poor choice.
There
And
probably could have been a better top laner to pick.
Rammus can also buffer the ultimate so that even if you land your ultimate, he still lands on you. From Varus, I mean. So Rammus would be basically like, I'm rooted, but that's cool, you're taunted. And that could be, I mean, I won't even say could be. That just means Varus autos into his own death. Which I'm gonna go with not ideal.
We'll have to see. Let's
yeah.
put the top lane aside though. Final thoughts overall on this draft. Just before we head to a quick break here for spectator delay. For both of y'all, which of these teams do you think has the better team coming out of draft?
I think it's DPS. I think it's a very, very coherent comp that very much knows what it's here for, what it came to do, and has the tools to execute it. And it literally comes down to execution. Uh, CC on the other side, worry kind of what they're going to do, for lack of a better way to put it, if they don't run away with a lane or two.
Stevie, thoughts?
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with SadBoy here. DPS is like you said, it's one recipe right here. They're gonna cook, and it's gonna be in the team fights. Of course, if any of them get ahead in lane, that's just better. But yeah, CCs are just gonna need Vladimir's gonna need to pop off, Nyla's gonna need to pop off, Varus gonna they're all gonna need to play insane in their respective lanes, and Rengar's gonna have to put in some overtime here if if they really want to come out on top of this.
Well, we'll
Yeah,
have
and
to...
yeah,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's the one thing we didn't really touch on though is in the jungle. Rengar can't counter gank the Rammus gank, right? Because Rammus is Rammus and Rengar is Rengar. Rammus can counter gank the Rengar gank, assuming he can get there in time, because he actually peels for it. And so that also, I think, if like as we see a lot of times, level 3 and so on, level 6 as well, where both junglers kind of wind up on the same spot. Rengar, I think, is at a severe disadvantage.
Well, we'll have to see how this plays out on the Rift. We're going to step aside for just a couple of minutes here to load on to that Rift. But when we come back, Game 1, Cat Cowboys DPS for the final spot in the semifinals bracket. We'll have all the action right here, so don't go anywhere.
Still our daughter.
No. Your daughter's a monster.
How could you say that? You know it's true.
Shut up! You took everything.
All right, we are loading in and ready to go. We have Cat Cowboys looking to spread out into 5, and it looks like it's going to be DPS spreading out into 5. They're not going to do the DPS bush. Crazy, 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 crazy. Finally, we see some permutation that they're not going to stack all 5 in a random bush to prevent an invade, and we do immediately see some people seeing each other. Last Shyvana and Tax and Colt gonna spot each other. Tax and Colt gonna jump out of the bush. Knife Cat likes grass, but we do have 100% confirmation it is going to be Varus up in the top lane with Flash and Barrier. Also has pressed the attack. Is also going to be pressed the attack on Tax and Colt. It is going to be teleporting. Goes for disabled rat on the Varus, or not the Varus, excuse me. The Vladimir with Phase Rush. Mointment taking Ghost with the Flash and Conqueror. And everybody slowly rotating back up to the top lane there.
Yeah, I mean, this
slowly
is
recognized. No,
this
go
is
on,
a
go on.
strange start from Tax and Colt. Yeah, you get the late vision, but this is going to put you a little bit behind. And on a champion like the Rengar who needs that level 6 early, I'm not so sure that I like this sacrifice, especially when it means that you're giving up a leash.
Yeah, I 100% agree on that.
Yeah, 100%. A little bit of a weird play, but you know, it's also kind of a little bit of a mental power play. So I think, you know, the Rengar was just able to, you know, he traded on the top laner, no ease, basically got that vision down for free, had Jordan and the Last Shyvana scared, and had even the bot lane rotate up. Like, it just shows the presence that he had, and even, you know, it's just, you know, DPS is a little right to be afraid.
These trades in bot lane, Yulu's getting super low, but that's going to be the level 2 coming out. Your bad connection is going to pop the Ghost, force out the Flash as Mointment is going to try to get away. That is a lot of trading going back and forth there. Yulu was taken super low, did get some health back now. I understand your point there on the junglers, but yeah, you see that Tax and Cold is a camp behind already. Not what you need from your farming jungler, at least till level 6. That said, let me quickly go run down on the other side what DPS has. There's going to be teleport for Last Shyvana. So in addition to the Shin ultimate, is also going to have a way to get back. Ointment's going to take a little bit of damage. A lot of bit of damage is going to be able to sidestep though and be okay. Jordan does have Flash and Aftershock on the Rammus. It is also going to be the Phase Rush available for Qgurt and Cassiopeia. It's Lethal Tempo and the Ghost we already mentioned to go with the Flash for your bad connection, and there's Ghost Exhaust and Summoner Airy for Yulu. As we do see Havoc Pigeon now pushing in Last Shyvana, getting a lot of damage up there. Last Shyvana just trying to last hit, but is down a lot of health.
And Rengar actually going to finish camps before the Rammus does. Furthering that, you know, maybe they finish at the same time. It really didn't matter for the full clear, but here's going to be a, you know, little skirmish maybe for the Scuttle here. You know, Scuttle, most important thing in the game, obviously, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Gotta move forward.
Obviously is, but it is going to be Jordan who is able to take it with, even with Disabled Rat able to rotate through. Priority in mid lane there for Cat Cowboys, priority in bot lane for DPS, and it winds up being a DPS Scuttle.
We might see
and now we see
something here.
Rammus. Yeah.
This is dangerous with how far back the Cat Cowboys bot lane already is. If they try too hard on the dive with the low health bars, this could be bad. But Yulu's already bubbled up and it is going to disappear instantly. I think Mointment gets out safe, so that's a clean 1 for O.
Yeah.
As the counter gank. Actually, Jordan might be in trouble here, taking too
there's
much
the
damage.
Oh, the bubble able to get your bad connection. Walking away is going to survive, but yeah, very well done. The kill going over to Mointment there. The heal coming out from the Nami. The exhaust never came out from Yulu, like at all. The very nice taunt by Last Shyvana, able to get some tower damage onto Havoc.
Oh,
Pigeon.
Shyvana,
Now,
you're not allowed to do that. Shyvana is going to
Colt
fall
is
here.
there. Yeah. That is bad luck. Thought he had a kill on the Varus, but it turns out Varus has a friend, and that friend has the ability to jump from the bush halfway to you to your tower.
And that's
mean,
so
here we might have a
disrespectful. Yeah, we're gonna have to put that aside as Taxing Colt's in a bit of trouble here, but Qgert doesn't have mana, so this is gonna be difficult for them to actually close on. Unless La Shyvana manages to roam down and find a taunt here, which may just happen, but there's no flash on the Shen. Flash out from Rengar, but
Ooh, they're
Taxing Colt's
chasing it.
continuing to get chased. Jordan does land the puncturing taunt. Yulu will be caught
Yulu
in
is
the
here.
middle, but Taxing Colt's very low. Disabled Rat is not going to be enough to save them, and the Rengar goes down.
Yeah,
That's
the
some
Hemo
gold
Plague not
back.
enough at all.
That's some gold back in
Very
La Shyvana's pocket. Very nice.
And Yulu did actually use the exhaust there, which actually, never mind. Excuse me, did exhaust the Rengar, not the Vladimir, but nonetheless was able to stay alive. We do now see that La Shyvana is able to collect a little bit of that wave, is down a level, but should be able to hit level 6 here shortly. And that extra gold, like you said, will be very, very helpful because, well, your job isn't really to collect gold up there. It's going to be on the weak side pretty much the whole game, I'm pretty sure. But is going to be able to land a taunt onto Havoc Pigeon. Does get the Spirit's Refuge, but that's going to be the Corrupting Chains, and that may be the kill. Chains of Corruption, excuse me. But yeah, 2 kills for Havoc Pigeon up here in this top lane. And looks like he's going AP as well. That's probably a Rage Blade, maybe? Is that going to be a Nashor's Tooth or a Rage Blade?
More
That might be
likely
a
a
Nashor's.
Nashor's Tooth here.
Yeah, looking like an AP Bears.
Your bad connection
Your bad
taking a lot of
connection.
damage here.
Yeah, but Mointment goes back in. That's going to be the flash out. Your bad
Yeah,
connection. There's
an
going to
R
be the
coming
Stand
in.
United. Yeah, and that is going to be a kill for your bad connection as now they are looking to run down Ultra Bug. Ultra Bug does not land the bubble, and there are going to be more attempts. Oh, your bad connection with the snipe at the end, and that's going to be 2 kills on the Kogbot, and that is the goal, the dream, if you will, for DPS.
And this is what I said in Champ Select. Yeah, Havoc Pigeon is going to absolutely stomp Shyvana in lane. It's a miserable matchup. You don't want to play Shen into a ranged champion. But if you can affect elsewhere on the map, it doesn't matter how far down you get, because your entire job is to keep that Kog'Maw safe and get him fed. And in a single ultimate, that's exactly what La Shyvana did.
Yeah, that was literally the plan for DPS. The incredibly obvious plan worked in a way that was incredibly obvious. But yeah, I do think it's going to be a Nashor's Tooth here for Havoc Pigeon. This is very, very interesting. But is blasting through La Shyvana. Is able to get the taunt, but yeesh.
Yeah, La Shyvana is
Yeah,
going to be
there's
hit up by the
Chains of
chain
Corruption
corruption.
again.
Disappear.
Oh my
Oh my.
goodness.
This
Yeah,
is
this is gonna
really
be-
indefensible.
And see, this is also going to be an issue here. Is that yes, Shen's going to get things and create things.
Oh,
in the bot
Yulu's going to
lane.
go down. We're not gonna get a chance to find out. Yulu is gonna go down.
Oh.
Ultra Bug is gonna be able to take the kill as Jordan does escape under the top lane tower. But yes, that top lane is going to be a problem. Havoc Pigeon is just collecting kills off of La Shyvana, and looks like has a freeze that La Shyvana is gonna have a tough time answering in a second.
Yeah, you just have to sack waves here. You're already down half the CS of Havoc Pigeon as Qgert putting some good damage down onto the Vladimir here. Has amassed a small lead of their own in the mid lane. But for Shyvana, you just give. You are a cannon minion. Play like it.
But we do see Rammus again heading down to this bot lane. Ultra Bug trying to peel. There is going to be the tidal wave. That is going to be Nyla going in, but I don't think you're going to go back out. Your bad connection is going to be able to secure the kill, or at least give it to Jordan. Oh my goodness, but Ultra Bug gets a kill, and Yulu gets the follow-up. But yeah, wow, I didn't see Ultra Bug being able to turn that, but that is a 2-for-1. DPS still coming out ahead.
There is no reason not to give that kill to Kog'Maw there. I don't understand
Yeah.
why Yulu and Jordan took that kill when your entire team comp is built around getting Kog'Maw ahead.
Yeah, that was confusing.
It could also be a spur of the moment. We saw Cogman die for that, but you know, I thought Cogman passive would have at least taken the Nami as well.
It had the
So, yeah.
damage. It just...
You-
Oh my gosh, Shyvana, you're...
Tell him
Three
to stop
times in a
taunting
row.
in. You can't taunt it in. It's not an option. If you go in, he's gonna kill you. It's not an option. That said, Disabled Rat is able to force out the ghost, or excuse me, Cougar is able to force out the ghost of Disabled Rat. Last Shyvana stuck under tower. There is literally one Q. Is all it's gonna take.
And will this be the wrong step? Oh, Rengar's gonna come in and
Rengar is taunted. He is staying alive for a solid amount of time, but that's not going to be enough, and that's going to be the kill going over to Rengar. On the other side, there is going to be a very nice bubble from Ultra Bug under your bad connection. Yulu is still level 5. Ultra Bug is level 7. Yulu not being able to collect any of this farm. We do have the Ritual being dropped top lane. Havoc Pigeon is going to be able to get that first tower, but yeah, Cougar's going to come up, flash, get the kill. On the other side, now we have Taxon, Colt, and Jordan having a little jungle off, and I don't think Taxon Colt is going to win that. That is going to be the ult coming out from Last Shyvana as they are able to get 2 kills on the top side in exchange for that first tower.
Yeah, but that's still a lot of gold going into Havoc Pigeon here. Has the fully completed Nashers, has a bafflingly late Coal pickup, so really trying to farm more gold out of this comparatively safe lane. But they're setting up Havoc Pigeon to be the sole carry on this Varus.
Ooh. Cougar just runs down Disabled Rat. Says, I do not care. Poison, 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 dead.
Quaker, you know, already well known for being somewhat of a menace in the top lane sometimes. He's going to actually probably be their main damage source here this game. And the question becomes, will the Last Shyvana be able to set that peel up for him, especially with Varus? And we might see our first 1v1 here with the Varus.
Yeah, first we're going to have to focus on this dragon fight, though. 3 members pivoting around for Cowboys.
They're turning on the
Moitman's taking a lot of damage already, though.
And there's going to be the teleport coming in from Last Shyvana. They are trying to split this up, and I think this is a bad idea. Your bad connection is going to get jumped on by the Rengar, but it's not going to matter. Rengar is going to die. Your bad connection is going to be able to get the kill. Appointment's trying to go in on the other side. It's going to be Polymorph, and that is going to be your bad connection surviving. Last Shyvana able to take down the kill, and that is 2 dead. The Varus trying to get the arrow, but the arrow's not going to be enough. The dragon is going to go over. A very nice taunt from Last Shyvana, but now it's on the wrong side. Disabled Rat is there, and it's going to be a shutdown kill for Havoc Pigeon.
And now giving up that shutdown. I mean, it's only 150 gold, right? But you've already poured so much gold into this guy. Like, you're just giving him more. I don't think that chase there was the plan. I think you get that drag, you reset, you call it a day. You won. You got 2 kills on the Kog'Maw. The jungler wasn't there. There was no imminent threat. I don't see why we're going in there.
No, I mean, it's fine to be there and zone, but the moment the Drake is done, you're right. You take that taunt over the wall. You don't go in. Your team is already backing out. They were at the river entrance when he landed that taunt, which is why the reaction was so delayed. While the ultimates have been really good from Last Shyvana, the playmaking decisions in the moment have been baffling.
That is very true, but we do see the switch also of the lane assignments. Havoc Pigeon is going to go into mid lane, and Disabled Rat is going to go into top lane. Now that the Shin is so far behind, it should be easier for Disabled Rat to farm, considering we just saw Cougar literally run him down with no ultimate, even just basic abilities, and Disabled Rat was not able to get away. So I do like that idea, but we do see Last Shyvana on the Disabled Rat does kind of misuse the Spare's Refuge, as again we see Taxon Colt up there on the top lane as well. Your bad connection is going to be knocked up on the bot side with a bubble. But both junglers actually spending a lot of time top lane for the fact that top lane not expected to be the important lane.
You know, Taxon Colt knows that, hey, there are resources in the top lane that I can just take.
No.
Cougar, getting caught out here.
Dodge out the chains, but now we do see Jordan
Fighting in the bot lane. Your bad connection bubbled up, using the wild growth to try and save it alive, but it will not be enough as Moitman takes that kill. 1 down. However, Moitman may be in trouble here. The polymorph, is it going to be enough? Survey says no. Will be a 1 for 1. 1 for 0 rather, as there is what looks to be another 1 for 0 on the top side, as Taxing Colt fell as well.
No, but like we said before, the point was to get the Kog'Maw fed, and it seems like, I mean, yes, he is 3-2-3, But, you know, honestly, I don't think this is going the way they thought it was going to go. In fact, the person fed the most is the Cassiopeia, which she scales really well. Don't get me wrong. And especially into a squishy comp like this.
And Cassiopeia has the self-peel of the Petrifying Gaze as well, which makes it easier for her to execute into this team. Because the major assassination threat is going to be Taxing Colt on the Rengar, you see the ultimate come down, you pop Petrifying Gaze, and Taxing Colt is unable to kill you. So it'll be easier for Quaker to manipulate and move through these fights.
Yes, 100%. And you know, these late game team fights are going to come down to one thing, and it's going to be, for one, will Taxing Colt be able to get on either the Lulu or the Kog'Maw? Because is he going to be killing Quaker, Jordan, or Leshvana? Probably not. That's going to be the job of Havoc Pig and the Nyla. That's going to be their job. If he can at least get one of them out of the picture, then, you know, it's going to be completely fine in the end. Even though, like we said, the Lashvana is behind, his job, he's basically a worse TF. You can argue he's a better TF because he has his R. But he is literally going to be a taunt bot. He is going to be a taunt bot.
Disabled rat, haunted, polymorphed. Under tower is going to get the Hemo Plague off, but likely going to go down. Oh, he's able to get away for a little while, but why did you go back in? No! You were out! Why? Why turn around?
Bit of an unnecessary death there. But that's a lot of resources burned by DPS for this bot side. They lost Rift Herald, which is instantly dropped in the mid lane. Quaker alone will not be able to hold this, and might actually just fall here as Moitman's
Oh no, he missed the ult. He missed the ult.
And there's the Rengar too. As long as possible, but he might pay for it.
Yeah, that is going to be the kill by Moitman. Moitman is going to get that 250 gold shutdown, excuse me. But yeah, oh no.
Not again, Shyvana. This is inexcusable now. That's the 4th or 5th solo death to Havoc Pigeon in fights on the top side. You really can't do that twice in a row, let alone 4 in a row. We do see the TP behind from the Varus.
Oh no.
Jordan's in trouble. Jordan is going to go down. No, forced to use the ultimate defensively. Your bad connection chased away as well. With 4 members here, this has to be a free Drake for Cowboys. You cannot contest this.
Not only is it a free Drake, but they lose the top lane tower as well. They got literally nothing on either side of the map. We're not able to defend and not able to take that dragon. I mean, the bonus you could say is you forced out the teleport there from the Victor. Vladimir. Dang it. I keep saying the wrong V person.
Yeah, okay. We'll get there eventually.
That's basically Victor. Come on, man. Really? You never seen Victor heal like that?
An anti-fun champion who can 100 to 0 you when you stop looking at the screen for 2 seconds. Sounds about right.
Yeah, sounds like they're the same person. Tell corporate what's in this picture. Same person.
Oh god.
That is very understandable. But we do have items coming in. Finally, we do actually have 2 items on Havoc Pigeon, who is the only person with 2 finished.
Oh
no, we got Collector and Gale Force from Nyla.
It's not allowed. That is Rengar syndrome to the max. And now Havoc Pigeon might get caught up in it as well. The Rammus coming in fast, unstoppable.
Oh,
as you mentioned,
just like I said,
Havoc Pigeon's in trouble. Havoc Pigeon's going to go down. This is going to be gifted to your bad connection. That's plenty of gold in the Kog'Maw's belly here, and that's not good for Cowboys.
Not at all. And like I said, very well done there by Jordan. Like I said, you can buffer through that chains of corruption and still get your ult and taunt off by Rammus. Timed it very, very, very well. And that is now a 108 Rammus, but this is a not 108 Shin. Able to taunt through, flash out.
Jordan's
and now
here.
The Rammus is here.
Jordan's here. Qgert is behind. This is very dangerous for Cowboys suddenly. Moitman's going to try and make this turn, but the Stand United coming through. Big Petrifying Gaze onto 2. Moitman does not land the ultimate onto Qgert. That's a big shutdown of the Nyla. Qgert now trying to run down the next member. Disabled Rat trying to stay alive, healing up so much, courtesy of the Q and ultimate, but Ultra Bug will fall. Qgert picking up another, and a beautiful TP from behind to cut off their escape.
And the 3-person ultimate delaying everybody on Cowboys long enough for Jordan to come in on one side, or excuse me, for the Stand United to come in onto Hugert, and for Jordan to come around back and the rest of the team to come through the lane. Very well played, very well coordinated by DPS.
I want to call attention to this build because it's terrifying. The Cassiopeia first completed the Rod of Ages. The Cassiopeia since then has completed 2 items. The Rod of Ages is not yet fully stacked. This Cassiopeia is fed, and fed like hell. Taxing Colt trying to Rengar onto your bad connection, but this is not going to be allowed. Taxing Colt taking as much damage as they give on the way out. Your bad connection free firing, and good grief, Rengar regretted that.
Yeah, did get the ghost out though. Did get the ghost out. I guess you take that trade of cooldowns because that ghost is very important for your bad connection. To be able to run people down and or run away. But yeah, Taxing Cold is just doing things.
They're certainly making moves. Whether those are good moves is yet to be seen. Another
taking action.
There you go.
That's the best way. Taking action.
Another problem here for DPS is they have very little vision control past the river. They just have a single blue trinket in that barren pit. If Cowboys want to, especially with Jordan on the other side of the map, they could go ahead and try to sneak this. And it looks like they're thinking of doing just that. 4 members here, Mointman in the mid lane, likely to rotate over shortly as well.
They're gonna start it, and they think something is going on.
But there is
but
no
they're not
vision
going to be there in time. DPS is not going to be able to get there in time. They also don't have a TP ward.
And
so,
they
that's just
realized
gone.
it. Well, Jordan be able to get no.
Far too
Unfortunate.
little, far too late for DPS on the rotation there. That's a free Baron in 22 minutes. That sucks a lot of the life out of this team.
It very, very much does. Muting some of the advantage that was gotten. Jordan going super deep there onto Mointman. Does get the teleport out of Disabled Rat, but nothing else. Oh, no, actually, never mind. Mointman did use the Ghost and the Flash. That's worth. That's super worth. So both junglers at least blowing mobility spells on the ADCs there with questionable aggression.
Questionable aggression. Go for it.
No, well, I mean, we're gonna have to see here how Cowboys uses just a little bit of a skirmish on our tower. Are we gonna 100-0 Quaker? No, the Shen'Al
Stand
coming
United
out.
comes through. Now we have Texan Colt stuck on the wrong side of that wall, but they are able to get a ton of damage onto. Oh, Hugert, ooh, barely able to live there. That shield coming through clutch from the Lulu now, and I think there needs to be a fallback point here, as that dragon looks like it's going to go over to Cowboys. The fight definitely didn't go in their favor.
Yeah, having Vision is just able to lay down so much damage in these fights. His positioning is superior to basically DPS's positioning. DPS is also quarantining that entrance to the river that just from over the wall, the Varus can just chuck everything he has, and most of his damage is coming out of his E and then his AP Varus. Q hits and bam, well there goes all your health, Ramus. You're not a tank all of a sudden.
They're looking to make a play here around Hugert, and Hugert thinks they're making the trap, but oh yeah, okay, is going to be spotted out. Is going to realize that this is the
You
bad
still
place
can't stay under
here.
this turret. This is very dangerous for Hugert with 4 members of Cowboys here. Looks like DPS is going to go on the warpath though. I don't love the desperation to engage here.
Well, they know that Disabled Rat is on the other side, and they can put 5 to the 4, but.
The problem is that oh my goodness, and that's AP Varus for everyone that's viewing it. If you haven't seen it, there it is.
That was 1,000 damage on the Q.
Yes, and see, this exact. I kind of I should have mentioned this. AP Varus does melts tanks.
Last Shyvana over the side. They're trying to get onto Mointman. Mointman is going to be able to get away. Is going to live just barely. Now they're trying to get back in though. Mointman's going to go in. Looks like it's just going to be a desperation peel move there to save the rest of the team, as Havoc Pigeon and Ultra Bug are able to get out on the other side. Disabled Rat is just banging on this top lane inhibitor tower. Is going to be able to take at least some, if not all of it. Is going to be taunted there by Jordan, but I don't know that that is yeah, not going to be worth chasing there by DPS.
Yeah, I have some concerns about the build choices from DPS as well. I mean, Sunfire, fine, but you don't need to pick up the Thornmail immediately after. You don't need a second Sunfire on the Rammus when the major threat on the enemy team is the AP Varus. Pick up some magic resist here.
Yeah, exactly.
Definitely agree.
Do I think Wit's End is what the Shen should be going for? I also would say no. I don't think Shen.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Wit's End on the Shen. By the way, I don't think Shen is in
purchased. What?
I am in shock and awe as you are. Never seen a Shen build Wit's End.
No, Wit's End is not entirely abnormal on Shen. It works pretty well with the Q if you're ahead, because it has that MR, but also gives you the on-hit damage. But from this far behind, Wit's End is absolutely not the best choice. I mean, if you're going to go a non-mythic MR item, take Force of Nature. Give yourself a chance to get onto the backline with those taunts.
Yeah, that's just not enough. It's not enough numbers, for lack of a better way to put it. It's not enough magic resist to resist what Varus is gonna put down on you. Like it's just interesting to me. Very, very interesting. But does also have the Merc treads, so you know, CC'd a little less longer. But now we have kind of a little bit of a reset as everyone is looking to figure out what they're gonna do next with a minute until this Baron, and it looks like it's gonna be Last Shyvana caught out again.
And yeah, commonly, I've also noticed, you know, correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't Rammus usually take Thornmail?
Yes, Thornmail works
Bramble,
very
that's the
well with
first-
Rammus.
yeah.
You first item Thornmail 95% of the time on Rammus.
And I don't see Thornmail at all.
Yes.
Instead, you
which
get
is
Jack Shot and
honest-
component grab bag.
Ooh. Oh, Jordan is able to get the taunt on the Ointment, though, and there's going to be a second taunt from Last Shyvana as the Hemo Plague is going to go down, but your back connection is going to be able to take down the kill. Now they're trying to chase down Ultra Bug. Havoc Pigeon running away. That is going to be a 1-for-0 from DPS as they are able to move now into the river and at least look around and see what they can see. Another bush? Another bush? Didn't you just learn your lesson? I think Cowboys should maybe not try to stack on one bush again. But your bad connection. Oh, just barely out of range there.
And DPS is going to try and go for the Baron here, it looks like. They're trying to burn this down. They do have Cassio and Kog'Maw, but I don't love this play from them. I think it's very hopeful, especially with Taxing Colt having the ultimate online, looking to try and find the steal here. Going around the side, can they get in? It's stolen! Taxing Colt steals the Baron under Jordan's nose and gets out alive. Well, maybe not.
Last Shyvana is there, is going to get the taunt, is going to get the Spirit's Refuge, is maybe going to be able to do a little bit more. We do have Jordan getting into the backline on the Havoc Pigeon, and Havoc Pigeon just deletes him. It's going to get stunned though, and that's going to be your bad connection, getting the shutdown goal. Moyman trying to get on to the Cassiopeia is not going to be able to do so. Disabled Rat is going to go down. There's going to be a double kill for your bad connection as they are now pushing into the mid lane. DPS loses the Baron, wins the fight, and now they are looking to gain something in return.
Yeah, they're going to push through. They're going to take that outer turret, and they're going to turn their sights onto the Dragon. Taxing Colt, without the flash, without the thrill of the hunt, probably not going to be able to get in on this one. However, there's no Jordan here, so this still remains a little bit dangerous. Most importantly, though, they got onto Havoc Pigeon. They took Havoc Pigeon out early enough that they could still continue the fight.
Will there be another steal?
By DPS.
No steal this time.
More importantly, now the Kog'Maw is humongous. Maybe not doing as much immediate destroy damage as the Varus, but in that team fight was just literally melting members of Cat Cowboys. And so this is the part I was worried about for Cat Cowboys. If no one can get onto your bad connection, everyone dies. That's it. Like, I don't know what your answer is there.
Your answer is that you lose. It's kind of the problem.
I mean, The only answer, like I said before, is that Taxing Colt has to somehow get on your back connection. But keep in mind with Shen and then Lulu Polymorph, I don't even think he can even 100 to 0 the Cogwin. He's just gonna die for it.
I don't think so either, and that's not a damaged assassin-y build from Taxing Colt. Has the Divine Sunder, has the Spirit Visage. You know, these are not it's a knife cat, but that knife might be some butter knives. You know, it's not a.
I think
The
only
off-tank Bruiser Rengar is certainly one of the strangest things here.
Well, they need some sort of front line, right? So I wouldn't imagine Rengar
here we
really
go.
being. The ult
Jordan
in.
is going in, and that is going to be Ultra Bug just getting melted. Taxing Colt on the backside, trying to get onto the back line, but it's not going to matter. It's going to be your back connection going godlike, and there we do see the Chains of Corruption coming out as La Shyvana is able to survive, did ultimate into the fight, and again, they just can't get access to the back line, whereas Jordan can jump onto either Ointment or Havoc Pigeon at any time she wants. Oh my goodness, though. That's the problem.
That might okay, so the way Cowboys wins this, okay, is that somehow the Havoc Pigeon needs to hit a big Q onto the Kog'Maw. Just delete it. Delete him out of the fight somehow. It's a lot easier said than done, but that's what's going to have to be done.
That is fair, and I agree. Again, the issue being that if he's not sitting still and you don't hit him or it doesn't kill him immediately, you do it like you know, like you were saying and like Aulz was saying, with the amount of tools to keep Kog'Maw alive, I don't know if you don't immediately delete him. I don't know what you can do. And Kog'Maw's going for the Radowans as well.
Tank Cog, Tank Maw.
Full on 2019 RNG with the Kog'Maw with the 2 defensive items after getting the Rage Blade and the Runins. I can't believe I'm seeing it come back. Your bad connection. Full Uzi build.
And more importantly than that, or as importantly, is that even if your bad connection gets rooted up somehow, either Taxing Colt going in getting a bola on the backside, or Havoc Pigeon landing a Chains of Corruption, there's a Mikhail's. There's a Mikhail's and a Wild Growth. Yulu's entire job is to sit back there and make sure that your bad connection doesn't have to stand still. So there's next to no way for Havoc to ever land that necessary Q.
Yeah. It's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be, I think, come down to which one of them mispositions. But if neither one of them does, I think your bad connection comes out ahead.
Oh yeah, 100%. And now we see the Bears by Rabadons here, so that's gonna be a little bit of power spike, and we're gonna have a little bit of a skirmish here. Well, everyone keeping it peaceful so far. Drag's gonna be up in 46 seconds, along with Baron coming up in 50.
Look at how dark this quadrant of the map is for both teams, though. Barely any vision anywhere to prep for this Drake.
I mean, there is a little bit of vision from DPS, but on the other side, there's no vision on the Baron side. Actually, not a lot of vision for either team. Looks like there's one ward behind. This is really interesting. Cowboy is gonna have to Rengar ult in to see who's there.
Yeah, that's what they're looking to do because they have lost full priority positioning over this Drake pit. DPS has complete control, and with this Thrill of the Hunt gone, it's now incredibly difficult for Taxing Colt to get in here and steal and get out alive. So Cowboys are going to have to force a fight if they want this Drake to be taken, but they've got to get through Last Shyvana first, and Havoc Pigeon is completely separated from the team.
Oh,
yep,
Taxing Colt loses 3/4 of his health, loses the rest of his health, and that is going to be Mointment now having to run away. We do see the Rammus going in. Jordan is able to get a 2-person taunt, and that's going to be Ultra Bug going down. Mointment going in. Mointment's going to get taunted and going to go down. That is going to be 3 free kills for DPS. Now they're looking onto this Baron, and the only answer that could be available is maybe Havoc Pigeon stealing it with a Q. That is, why did they? It's not that serious.
It's a culmination of bad positioning, right? Havoc being there poking the dragon for who knows what reason. If there was a commitment there that was called by the Rengar, then there should have been a commitment. Not excuse me, but a little half-ass, like, try and steal the dragon type of thing. Like, the positioning is just not there.
Yeah, not only is the positioning not there, there's literally no way in at that point. I don't understand why you would pick that fight there for over a third dragon when if you lose that fight, you know you're gonna lose the Baron.
I mean,
Like,
the problem is, if Havoc Pigeon sticks with the team instead of sticking out on their own in some attempt to push Jordan off the Drake early, if they're with the team and they put damage into DPS from the front side of that fight, DPS was in a choke point. That is easy mode for Varus. But Havoc Pigeon being so separated, it didn't throw out any damage in the fight after the Drake, and that's what killed Cat Cowboys there.
I think honestly,
Yeah,
honestly, this might have been one of those plays where you just give the drag, have some sort of presence, and then just take Baron.
yeah, that's what I assumed they would be looking to do. But I will say on the other side, this is the first lead we've seen. Oh my goodness. Very nice flash there from your back connection over the
Oh my god.
tidal
Shame
wave, and
for
now
them.
a little too deep maybe, but that's gonna be a 3-4 man ult, and that's gonna be 2 dead. The 2 damage dealers dead, the 3rd damage dealer dead. Is gonna be a double kill, triple kill. Your back connection able to melt through the team there, and that's going to be a tower down and maybe a little bit more waiting for the minions. DPS able to win the fight. They finally got a gold lead and said, that's all we needed. That's all we needed. As Kagura is able to run him down, an unofficial quadra there is able to take down the Nami.
Yeah, this has to be the end of the game here, folks. They have all 5 members. They have a full Baron wave. It's just taxing Cole for 25 seconds. This will be the end. DPS taking game 1. It wasn't easy, but they made it convincing at the end.
I mean, they played for their win
Their
condition.
strengths, yeah, their strengths.
At about 30 minutes, they were like, okay, I think I'm good now. You good? I'm good. Okay, let's do it. And that was all it took. Oh my god, the damage out of the Kog'Maw.
Kog'Maw doing 50,000 damage over the course of that game. Next closest was, unsurprisingly, Havoc Pigeon, who did all of 32,500. Good grief, y'all. That's a lot of deeps from David, and unsurprising as to how they managed to dominate that game towards the end. Playing to their strengths, I suppose, right, Stevie?
Oh my god.
And yeah, I mean, that's exactly what they needed to do. In the end, it didn't matter. I guess you're right, SadBoy. It didn't matter how far this Varus was. Shen just needs to do his job, and his job is to tank, is to taunt, is to allow the Kog'Maw to just reign free. And with essentially AP Varus is now skill shot instead of auto attack. The Kog'Maw is just wait for the cooldown. All right, your Q's on. All right, let's go. We ball.
That's really what happened. Yeah. And you'll notice that Shin died 6 times. No one else on the team died more than 3. So I well played. You just got to pick somebody and say it's your day. You just got to eat the bad times, and the rest of us got you. And that's exactly what happened. But we will be back with game 2, and we will see if Cat Cowboys can recover, or if it's going to be DPS taking the series 2-0. Okay, we are back with DPS on the blue side and Cat Cowboys on the red for game 2 in this Gauntlet Finals. We do immediately get the Barrett's ban from DPS, even with the win. They said, we're not going to do that again. It's going to be a Kindred ban from Cat Cowboys. There's going to be the Tarek and the Nautilus ban by DPS, the Janna ban, and the Shin ban from Cat Cowboys. That's crazy. You literally bullied that man, and then you're like, it was still a problem.
I mean, it absolutely was a problem. It was one of the most influential series of Shenults that I've seen out of a single player for a long, long time.
A little surprising here. DPS, they had their bread and butter to Kog'Maw Lulu, and it's still up, and they decided to forego that for the Xayah.
I mean, Xayah has been very strong as well and has been a top blind pick. We've seen pretty much all split all first half of the year across anywhere you watch League of Legends. So I mean, it makes sense, but yeah, I'm a little perplexed as well why they wouldn't, take the Kog'Maw Lulu, Kog'Maw Milio,
I mean,
kind of what they've been really successful on.
I mean, your bad connection, as I know, and statistically speaking, that is his most played ADC.
Is Xayah?
Is Xayah. It's his second highest win rate, boasting a 56% win rate. And it's his most played ADC. So, and you locking in the Rakan, gonna be a nice engage little start there. She's also been playing a lot of Rakan recently, so just comfort picks, right? But I don't need the Kog'Maw.
I mean, we will see exactly how necessary the Kog'Maw is, but yeah, with the Jhin Swain, I have to wonder if Jhin and Swain are going in the bot lane. But we do get the Rammus again from DPS. I will say, and I've said it all year, I have liked Jordan on the more utility picks than the damage picks, and we've seen that today at least that is the priority, which I do like. The Amumu has been good, the Rammus has been good. Because the Kindreds and the Greys have been kind of hit or miss.
And as carry junglers are, as it is, they are hit or miss. But what's not hit or miss? That taunt is not hit or miss. You hit that every single time. You're getting value out of it.
Exactly. This is why I preach from the gospel of utility till likely the day this game dies. Like that way, regardless of how, like we saw with the Shin, regardless of how far you fall behind, you still have something to contribute to your team. But we do get the Taliyah being locked in for Cat Cowboys with an Anivia ban. On the other side, DPS is going to ban the Fiora, not wanting to allow a split push for Havoc Pigeon, which seems reasonable. Havoc Pigeon was indeed the absolute best performer on Cat Cowboys by a lot last game.
I mean, we ought to see what Havoc Pigeon decides to cook up this time. Is he cooking up a different top laner here? Are we gonna see? I don't know.
Well, it has to be a different top laner.
Well, I mean, are we gonna see something off? Off.
I get what you mean, but we do get a Trundle locked in. That is a very good answer to the Rammus. Very, very good answer to the Rammus. Oh, and it looks like it's probably going to be again getting possibly counterpicked here in the top lane. Yeah, granted, actually, it wasn't a counterpick last time. It was just I think no one knew where the Varus was going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I called it, but hey. And as I was about to say, I was going to say probably an Ornn pick. I can hear your bad connection telling him, you just pick a weak side top lane, or Ornn is going to be it. I was either seeing Cho'Gath or Ornn, one of those two. And Ornn's honestly, it's probably going to be the better pick here. So we already have Ornn items are going to be a play into this.
He's just hang on.
Ooh, Hovering Jackson, Olaf. Teasing us a little. It's
gonna be the Olaf. Oh my! I like this from Cat Cowboys, especially in the last two picks with the Trundle Olaf, basically saying your 2v2 on the top side we will eat them. We will literally eat them. We will eat the parts that make them good. So I do like that. I think that's really a really nice permutation coming out from Cat Cowboys there, seeing that the top side of DPS is going to be all utility and saying, how do we beat that better?
Well, obviously DPS is, it's a simple plan here, right? Play for team fight, late game, or just play weak side, play safe, chill. Corgi's always going to go back to go get his package for objectives. I mean, we've seen the Corgi come out for Rat Legion on Yusua. He's done it brilliantly. That's what we're gonna be looking for. This is a team fight comp. They're gonna play to their strengths, and that's what it's gonna be. Cat Cowboys on your hand, like I said, the Olaf's gonna want to get ahead. The Trundle's gonna want to counter the Rammus. They're gonna want to stomp the top lane. Talia's gonna provide much needed support when it comes to basically cutting off team, cutting off rotates. And Swain, he's just a big guy. He's just gonna R and he's gonna be like, all right, let's get it. And Jin, 4-shot extraordinaire.
I mean, it's Swain's support though, more than likely. So that's really not going to be a Swain that's going to have the stats, going to have the items to be as influential or as aggressive as you expect it to be compared to a Swain APC or a Swain mid. At best, it's going to be a target that takes an extra couple of seconds for Xayah Corki to cut through.
That is fair, but still is annoying. 1, 2 is going to be able to provide extra CC and people for Jhin to CC, which I think is a very underrated thing that people offer and don't offer in bot lanes where you see a Jhin. A lot of champions don't kind of offer that, like I would call it the AoE spread in a way that Jhin can make really good use of. But if Swain, kind of dives in and has, we had an issue there, miss pick. But if Swain dives in with a stopwatch or with a thing that stopwatch becomes, can still provide a lot of CC and a lot of basically distraction while the rest of the team does their work. So I don't know. I think Swain can still be good and useful and wind up being pseudo tanky enough.
Yeah. He's going to become, like you said, pseudo tanky. And I think, honestly, this all comes down to Olaf. There's going to be another time where Olaf is going to have to be carrying the whole team on his back, because I'm looking at chat here and I'm seeing Zartha here saying if Olaf no longer threatens the team comp, right? If the Xayah is safe, this is going to become another one of those landslides where Xayah is just going to play back. They're going to play front to back. Olaf's going to get cut down. Trundle's going to get cut down, and then like Lou says, the Swain, he's not going to be as tanky as a mid Swain or an APC Swain. They're just going to get run over again.
Yeah.
This is the DPS has decided we're going to play front to back. That's all we're going to play. We're going to play League how it was meant to be played. And bingo, bango, bongo. It's simple. Cat Cowboys says.
That is very true, and it does kind of put Cowboys in one of those situations where if they can't make it happen, they're just gonna kind of be. You're gonna get strangled out, for lack of a better way to put it, and slowly, even if you have a lead, slowly the lead is going to go away. But
I think it's gonna be hard.
They do have more tools to move around the map than they did last time. We got the Talia. Honestly, Talia and Trundle providing that much terrain to disable people, I think can be a really good tool for setting up these fights or setting up these objectives and basically keeping everyone away or getting them separated at least, so
Mhm.
you can find the person you actually need to kill, which was a big problem last game.
Yeah, Talia obviously is going to be a very crucial part of Cat Cowboys' plan. Uh, that separation, that great wall that's going to be coming down, is going to be pivotal to Olaf's success here. And even let's not even forget the bot lane. Jin can still deal damage. Maybe not to the Ornn, but to the Corki and to the Xayah and to the Rakan. Yeah.
But except for Rakan, they should never really be in Jin's auto range.
Well, I mean, with Talia and the Trundle slow and Swain pull, you might be able to catch one of them lacking. DPS, obviously, they're really good at not being caught lacking. And then you got Ornn R, you got Rammus. You know, would I have do I think Jin was a good ADC pick here? I don't think so.
More importantly, was
I-
Jin a good red 1 here? Was there any world in which first picking a Jin on red side was the absolute correct point?
I'm with you on that one.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm gonna vote no.
yeah, a survey says no.
I definitely agree with that. That I do not believe Jin is at any point that kind of priority. Yeah. Mm-mm. But I mean, if you believe in your Jin, then maybe. But I don't understand quite. I'm trying to get my brain into like a where what are you thinking when you're like, first pick Jin,
I mean,
I'm going to, and like I can't figure out what the I'm going to part is, because it's not really gonna dominate the early game. It's not really gonna dominate the late game. I mean, it's a good pick, but it's not going to like, it's not Lucian Nami. It's not gonna run him down immediately at level 2, and it's not.
I mean,
it's
I'm
not
not,
a
even,
poke comp.
I'm not even convinced
Yeah.
that it's a blanket good pick. It's a good pick into squishy teams. It is not a good pick into teams with an Ornn Rammus. So,
No.
Cat Cowboys had to fix the rest of their comp around covering for Jins for the draft of the Jin with the Trundle Olaf. Whereas if they hadn't picked the Jin so early, if they had held that for round 2, they could have maybe gotten DPS to not build quite so tanky.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
that is
well,
very good point.
I think to even I think DPS was gonna go tank anyway.
Oh, for sure. That's
Because
their entire plan. But
Yeah.
if you are dead set on picking Jin as your ADC, you need to bait the enemy team into not building tanky.
Yeah, 100%. I would have liked to see like a Vayne, something that's going to be able to cut down these things. Maybe Varus, Jin just doesn't cut it for me personally.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Well,
not like there's no identity to this comp other than separation and Olaf runs him down.
And that was the problem last game.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
we'll
but
have
I
to see.
think Aulz is trying to.
I
Yeah.
sure am trying to cut you guys off. Or not cut you off, but I think we've treaded the ground pretty thoroughly here. We're gonna have to see if Cat Cowboys can pull something out of nowhere here, because otherwise they are going to be eliminated, and DPS is going to take the 2-0 and the Gauntlet position in semifinals. We're gonna have all the action right here in just about 3 minutes, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back.
All right. We are into game 2. Cat Cowboys, DPS. We do see 5 members of DPS, 1 Bush, but it looks like they're gonna go for an invade. We've actually not seen them do something this aggressive pretty much all season, but I could be wrong. They have stopped moving, so this may just be the safety bush we have seen from DPS all season.
Yeah, not going to do anything crazy. You don't exactly have a great invade comp here. Corki, Zaya, not exactly the kind of champions you want to be your damage dealers in the early levels. You need at least a couple before they really turn on. Plus, with the items being built, especially the coal from Qgert here, this is a DPS team that just wants to turn off their monitors for 15 minutes, scale up, and then take CC by storm.
That does seem to be true. Yeah, and there's actually not going to be anything going on early game. Very, very interesting. There's no vision, despite the pings, no vision being gotten by either side on either jungler, as we are not going to see anything happen too suddenly.
Well,
we will
don't
give a
speak
quick
too
rundown.
soon. Look at the bush cheese being set up by the Cat Cowboys bot lane. They're going to try and catch your bad connection and Yulu flat-footed here.
Let's see if. Oh no, they do get the root, but they were spotted out, so I don't think anything. Yeah, a little bit of damage onto Yulu, a little bit of damage onto your bad connection, but that's going to be all. Ultra Bug also taking some in return. Lashavana and Heavy Pigeon having a slap fight at level 1. The level 2, level 3 from Havoc Pigeon should be very strong though. Yulu is going to hop in, is going to be able to get a knockup onto Ultra Bug, and that is going to be the level 2 for the bot lane of DPS.
Yeah, this isn't surprising. Jhin does not have any wave clear in the early game, and Swain, of course, focused on landing those never moves onto the enemy here. So they're going to seed this lane. They're going to let your bad connection and Yulu get some deep vision, get some pressure, and try to get it back when they hit level 3 and can really bounce it.
Yeah,
Trundle currently going off his where's he going? Someone get this man a map, because
yeah, I am
confused.
He's just having fun. He's wandering through the top river. Doesn't matter that the Scuttler's not spawned. He just he wants to go check it out, see where it's gonna be.
I think maybe was expecting a gank from Rammus up there. That's the only explanation I can give. But they do get both of the roots onto Yulu. Yulu is going to be forced to flash away, and that is going to be the kill point. Mointment going to have to use the ghost and the flash. Your bad connection trying to trade some damage back, but does not have the feathers. Is going to be able to dodge out the never move there, and is now onto Mointment. Is going to get the pullback, but it's going to go down. Wow, that's not ideal there for the bot lane of DPS. But Qgert on the other side, on Disabled Rat, getting so much health out. That level 4 came through literally to save him 25% of his health.
Yeah, that was completely indefensible from your bad connection there. Yeah, your support's dead, and yeah, the health bars are a little bit low, but you are a level 2 Zaya, facing into 2 champions with heavy CC in the Jhin Swain if they can land a single ability, and you're walking up face tanking them. I understand that you need to be the carry, but you also have to be intelligent about your choices.
Yeah.
Very well said. And a little bit of a invade happening with Jordan here. Is she gonna be able to get the blue? To trade that to Trundle to get some deep vision. No,
Jordan maybe in trouble. Gets rooted up here.
Yeah.
He's gonna get hit by the never move as well.
Gets rooted.
Forced to
She
flash.
has
I don't think she has enough here. Is going to be taken down likely by Ultra Bug with the hand. There it goes. 2-0-1 now. 3-0 is this bot side of the map for Cat Cowboys. However, Lashavana with the flash forward takes out Havoc Pigeon, getting a little bit of gold back on the top side. Doesn't feel half bad.
Yeah.
So is it just me, or did she have smite that entire time? She could have smite.
It looked like she had smite,
and she could have gotten out. What are we saving that smite for?
We're saving it for next game.
Yeah, I mean
special occasions.
Yeah.
Yes. Definitely looked like Jordan had smite.
Who was the LCK player that was famous for saving their flash for the next game? was one of the
Can't remember
ADCs.
offhand. Can't remember offhand, but I do remember the jokes. I remember the jokes, but I don't remember quite who they were in reference to. But yes, that's maybe Jordan was trying to save it for this dragon that is not going to be contested now, because that is going to go over to Cat Cowboys, who are already up 1,000 gold at 5 minutes into the game, as that bot lane has 3 kills between them, and I mean,
Well, we saw this last
not
game.
how you wanted to start.
But we saw this last game, right, where DPS just goes down, and it seems like they go down in a pile of flames, right?
Ooh, very nice dodge by Ointment there.
But in the end, it's like we're playing for team fights in the mid to late game. I mean, we'll have to see whether or not it matters. But so far, the top lane isn't really getting as fed as we thought. We wanted the Olaf to be all the way on top. But that doesn't seem to be happening right now. A little bit of damage coming out. Not Quaker, my bad. Last Shyvana gonna be forced under tower, giving the roam timer to the Olaf.
Ooh, a very nice shove in there from Disabled Rat, though, getting a little bit of tower damage on the Kugert on the Corki. But yeah, no, Last Shyvana was able to get that solo kill. And you're right, it is basically last game, but different side, for lack of a better way to put it. Is it gonna interrupt that back? No. Okay, Jordan is there nearby as well.
Yeah, Jordan now looking towards this mid lane, though. Disabled Rat has to be a little bit careful as Quagert's going in over the wall. Maybe a level down, but up in fight. Disabled Rat might just go down to the auto attacks. Quagert picks that up solo.
Yeah, force out the flash as well. Very, very well played there on the Corki. Does already have the Noon Quiver as well. I'm curious to see what the preferred Corki build is. I don't think I've actually seen a Corki in competitive since it was the
since Rat Legion. Well, Rat Legion's been playing Corki. It's been, I don't know, was it AP?
Did they play Corki?
Yeah, well, he had played Corki multiple times. Yusa is renowned for playing Corki. His packages he's gotten 4 or 5 man packages off.
That is right. That did happen earlier this season.
Yeah,
you are correct.
Fights. And honestly, I wonder if it's going to be the same thing here. A little bit of an invade. Oh,
yeah, we do see a fight going over this blue buff. They are wanting to keep Jordan away from them, and it keeps getting reset. But it is going to be smited by Taxon Colt. Jordan is going to get caught on the pillar. Is looking like it's going to get away. Is going to be able to get to the tower. But there are 3 members up here in this top side for Cat Cowboys, as they are able to secure the buff, get a little damage onto the enemy jungler, and just kind of assert dominance. Let them know that, I'm in charge here, not you. That said, we do have the bot lane of DPS coming up here, looking to see if this Rift Herald is being started, and maybe even looking to get it on their own. We do on the other side have the Corki in the bot lane here. Ooh. Ultra Bug does land the Never Move, but does wind up getting hit with the tower shot as well. As your bad connection is going to be here against Disabled Rat, we do have Yulu off on the side, looking to get a play in, maybe.
Yeah, she does have R up.
Does
And
have
there's
R
the
up.
knockup.
She's just spooking the Talia. Hey,
Oh.
I'm here.
These Never Moves from Ultra Bug are very, very good.
Disabled Rat is in
There's
trouble,
gonna
though.
be the
Gets knocked up,
knockup.
does not have the work
Oh.
dearth, and that's going to be a very dead Talia here in the top side. Quagert forced to flash, but does get away from the curtain call. I think the Corki's going to be a-okay down there.
Yeah, at least for the moment. Is going to be pushed in. There's a fight going on in bot lane, but there's a fight going on in top lane. Kugert is able to get the kill on the Ointment, and now we do see the immune coming out from Havoc Pigeon as the Ragnarok is able to get it, but the kill is going to go over to Your Bad Connection. Now has 2 kills up here on this top side, while Jordan is taking this Rift Herald.
Yeah, but
And
more importantly
Corgi.
is the bot side fight where
He killed
Quagert
both of them.
explode.
Yes,
Yeah.
both.
Desperation dive from Ointment and Ultrabug trying to get the kill onto Quagert, and they couldn't find anything. It just feels awful if you're the spot lane of CC after the early wins you were getting.
Yeah. And on top of which, the Zaya on the other side of the map, while you are having a bad time, is getting the 2 kills back, basically, that were donated earlier. But I wish we could have seen what Kugert did over there, because I don't know how that happens.
Hey, the day BTL gives me a budget is the day we get a replay deck and a second
Yeah.
observer operator. But until then,
Oh, I got to see what it was. I went back really quick. Seems like a dive in their tower with no minions.
But there's another fight going on, and now we have the Corki package. Looks like coming through on the bot lane here. Corki is going to package onto Mointment, is going to just hop over everything and delete him. On the other side, Ultrabug is trying to stay alive, but is going to go down. It's going to be your dad connection on a killing spree. And now we see the Ram is looking to go in on the Havoc Pigeon. Havoc Pigeon trying to get away. Does not have the Ragnarok available for a couple of seconds, and that's going to be a couple seconds too long, as is going to go down. Eventually, maybe, is going to be taken by La Shyvana, as the bot lane tower looks like it's going to go down as well. Actually, it's going to be a couple of the plates. I forgot. We are a little too early for the towers to just get rushed down quite yet. But all across the map, DPS looking very, very strong. Remember like 4 minutes ago when they were down on 1,000 gold?
No, not really, because it seems like Cat Cowboys don't remember either. They've completely forgotten how to play with the lead.
Oh my
Correct
goodness.
me if I'm wrong, but isn't this a Cat Cowboys team that 2-0'd DPS 2 weeks ago to send them to the gauntlet?
Yes, it is. You are 100% correct. This is a very interesting turn of events. I really do think DPS did, like you said, they kind of said, "Hey, hang on, we're gonna play one song and one song only." And I think that has been the better solution for them, when they kind of just said, all right, topside, jungle, utility, ADC, power carry, Ultrabug, charmed, knocked up, taunted, dead. The Rammus is going to be able to one to get the kill, but I don't think it's going to matter. There's going to be a teleport from Ornn going into the top lane, and it looks like, I assume they're going to drop the Rift Herald. Did they already drop it? There it is. Yeah, dropping the Rift Herald bot lane. They're going to be able to likely take the first tower. Rammus is nearby, but there is also a Trundle.
Yeah, they're not going to get this turret, but they might just get Mointment.
Ooh, Mointment is very low. That's going to be the ult from your bad connection, but a little too late. Is not going to be fast enough. But yeah, looks like the tower is going to go down, and there's going to be Disabled Rat going in with a 3-person shove, but is going to get taunted, knocked up, and killed. They are able to get the kill on to Disabled Rat. In the meantime, Hugert now entering the fight. It's not showing me the top part of the fight. I don't know why they're doing that to me.
And that's why they paid me the big bucks, because the folks on stream did get to see the top side of the fight.
I don't know why my directed camera thought that I should only see what DPS was doing and not see how Cat Cowboys was navigating that at all. I don't really like that, but we'll live.
You're welcome to check in on Discord as well, where you'll see my feed of the fights, if it helps you here.
I might have to if that happens again. I'm a little bit confused, but either way, a very nice save there from Cat Cowboys, able to make sure that they do not lose everything and don't lose the first tower. Get some gold back onto anyone at that point, because it was looking like DPS was going to just kind of run away.
Yeah, they may have saved the turret, but they have significant gold deductions. Gold gaps in every lane but support, as Wager picks up one.
And that's a pretty big shutdown for the Swain.
Yeah, a very large shutdown for the Swain, but on the other side, Mointment again going down. La Shyvana now going to have to deal with Taxon Cult, is going to walk up and just slap him, but gonna get smacked back with that hammer. And now we do see your bad connection rotating up here into this top lane, as now there is some backup for La Shyvana and the Ornn, as 4 members up here for DPS. Looks like they're looking to trade off some of those lane responsibilities now. As the first items are coming in, we do see the Stormrazor come in for the Corki. We have the Kraken Slayer come in for the Xayah. That is going to be Jordan with the taunt. Is going to be able to avoid the never move onto Disabled Rat. Does have the Jack shows there. Does that Rammus. There is, of course, also that Sunfire and the Bramble Vest done up top for La Shyvana. On the other side, Havoc Pigeon in the giant inverse from last game does not have a finished item yet. They switched hats.
Does not have a finished item and will be vulnerable here. Might even fall to Hugert if they're not careful about how they play this split push. The Corki with the Storm Raiders and half of their next item feels very powerful at the moment.
Yeah, very, very strong. We do get the Divine Sunderer on Tax and Colt, and this is actually the inverse of last game's Divine Sunderer.
Goodbye,
I think is the good Divine Sunderer. Yeah, Ointment just CC'd to death by the thigh. Oh my goodness, and we missed it, but just like you said, Havoc Pigeon taken super low by Kugert on the bot side, but the jungle top lane there of DPS, just there's nothing you can do there. If you are the Jhin, there's no escaping it.
Oh, the TP
Shout out
from
to-
behind of the Olaf. Going to be catching maybe the Corki out.
Yeah, Corki is gonna go away. Very nice shove again by Disabled Rat, though.
Yeah, but
That
that's
man
super
is
expensive. That's TP on both Havoc Pigeon and Disabled Rat, which gives them no pressure around the Drake or the Baron, which is spawning in 4 minutes. They're going to have to give up all side lane pressure to contest either of those objectives.
Yeah, the Rift Herald is going to go down, looking very, very taken-y. Again, barring a Tax and Cold Steel, but that's going to be an engage onto Ultra Bug. Ultra Bug is going to survive, though, but I don't know if Tax and Cold will. Last Shyvana just standing in the middle of three people.
Getting so much value out of his ult here. He's just going to survive in this.
Oh my god, they lost this fight. They lost this fight.
Oh. Going
DPS
back.
lost this fight.
Wow.
Fight's not over. Quager's coming in with the package, wants to turn this around. The health bars are a little bit low, but the workaround doing a whole bunch of work. Hugert is in the back, is going to take the kill.
Yeah.
On the other side,
That's
Jordan
one.
finally getting some damage on attacking Colt. Hugert running for their life, but is low, is likely going to fall to Moitman here any second. There's the auto attack. Moitman takes the kill. And now it's not
Are they
quite
gonna
over.
try
As
to
Ultra
re-enter
Bug
this
looking
fight?
to turn.
No
The health bars are low, but
way.
not quite low enough. Your bad
Oh
connection
my.
takes down the Swain. It's just Moitman left. Will get it courtesy of the
Red
red
buff takes the
buff.
kill.
And
Somebody
Jordan now
playing
trying
me
to
a Call of
happy
Duty
feet.
montage.
Will survive. The deadly flourish does not
my.
take the Rammus. That is
Wow.
what is that? An extended 4 for 3?
I don't even know.
This brings the gold count in 800 gold range. It's actually closer.
Yeah.
than we thought.
And the dragon may be going over here to Cat Cowboys. I have questions. Mainly about that package. Why was the decision to go after just Disabled Rat instead of getting the 3-person package onto Ultra Bug, Mointment, and Taxing Colt there?
And going so deep in meant it was impossible for the rest of DPS to follow up for Qgert. If Qgert had gone for the 3 members, the rest of DPS was right there. They would have been able to pinch that group and take those kills freely. Instead, going in, going over the worked ground as well, just baffling by Qgert.
Yeah,
they got the kill at least,
that's...
but still.
Yeah,
Qgert is caught, is going to get stunned, is going to get thrown back, taking a lot of damage, now under 500 health as Yulu forced to dash away, but the fight's not over yet. The Visions of Empire are going to keep DPS from running away. Qgert is down. Jordan may be next to follow as Yulu just barely getting out. Will be just
Havoc
one
Pigeon
for now.
running down last Shyvana. That switched real quick. As in now there are 2 members dead for DPS and Cowboys looking to get onto this Rift Herald. What in the world is going on this game?
Both teams want to lose.
That's I'm convinced of it. Yes, it just nothing else makes sense. They are literally throwing back and forth the game like a game of catch almost. I don't understand right now, but we now have a gold lead again for Cat Cowboys of about 2,000 gold as they are looking to rotate around, maybe see what they can do with this Rift Herald that was picked up by the Trundle. Trundle also does have Divine Sunderer, which is very strong into the tanky members of DPS. Much better Divine Sunderer than the Rengar Divine Sunderer, and gonna get much better use, I think, for Tax and Colt. Between that and the Subjugate should allow for a lot of sundering. Is that the right word for it?
Yes. A lot of thundering.
But with the Ravenous Hydra finally coming in for Havoc Pigeon, was we saw able to run down last Shyvana. We do have also the Leandry's finally coming in for Disabled Rat. We got the Storm Razor down in bot lane for Mointman. I almost said down south. And we got the Leandry's for Ultra Bug coming in. There is, of course, the second item already coming in, the Infinity Edge for Cougar on the Corki. We also look like it's going to be a Quick Blade coming in for your back connection, but not quite ready yet. And there's a Shirelius. There's a Shirelius on Yulu. Yeah.
You already know. A common item. I mean, Zaya still is the only one without a mythic. So is Ornn. Mostly, we're gonna see what Ornn builds. What here?
I assumed he was gonna go for the Jack shows into the upgraded Jack shows, but that has to come very soon.
Yeah, level 13 just hitting. He should be able to get an Ornn item here.
Yeah, and there's the Quick Blades coming in for your bad connection, so that is going to be the mythic on the Zaya now. But there's 5 members on this top side here for Cat Cowboys, as it looks like they're going to at least clear out this vision in the Baron Pit. Look to make sure they can maybe threaten or scare members away.
Yeah, Taxical is a little bit caught out, though. Pretty far away from the ADCs. Is going to get charged up by the quickness, as is Havoc Pigeon. Can they find the damage, though? Slowly chunking through
that
Tactical.
subjugate is going to be great.
Wall.
Jordan is
Olaf
going
is dead
to
already.
Oh my god.
Jordan is staying alive. Jordan stays alive somehow.
Yeah,
It's going to be a double kill by your bad connection, but your bad connection is taking super low, trying to survive. The rest of the team now coming through. Jordan is going to be able to escape. Cougar on the backside trying to get on the Ointment. That's going to be the smite kill coming through for Taxical, as now last Shyvana trying to get on the Ultra Bug. There's going to be the curtain call trying to get onto Cougar as well. 2 members are alive. Yulu trying to stop Taxical from getting this back off. Gonna get the knockup. There's gonna be the Ornhorn coming in. It is going to kill Taxical. There's gonna be a shutdown for last Shyvana. Long range snipe. What?
And very well done.
Was it?
By DPS? It seems a little forced.
Yes. Maybe. I'll say yes. I'll say yes. Yes, you're right. You're right. DPS played that really well. Cat Cowboys on 2 separate occasions between Disabled Rat and Taxon Colt. Basically, just like Leroy Jenkins way too deep into the team and died for it.
When you see the Weaver's Wall come out from Disabled Rat for Cat Cowboys, that has to be your call to disengage from that fight. Yes, you might lose Havoc Pigeon, who's caught on the wrong side, but that's fine. It's better than losing multiple members here. You can't take bad fights into a team like DPS that scales so well and loves these late game team fights. That being said, you lose in a bit of trouble here, taking a lot of damage ahead of this Drake fight.
But there's the package, and there is Mointment looking like it's going to go down. Cougar actually is going to get all of his abilities down. Now Taxon Colt is going to be able to use the subjugate onto Jordan. Jordan is trying to stay alive, get in the backline, but I don't think anybody's going to save him this time. That is going to be the slash going down, and now your bad connection is first to ult, is going to be able to get the root, but we see now the Weaver's Wall coming in one more time, and that is going to be all of the damage coming out from that Olaf. That Olaf gets a quadra kill.
And they're rushing straight to this Baron. That's going to be taken. They're actually going to take both here, sending the Olaf down to the other buff as well. That's a huge swing for the Cat Cowboys.
Yeah. I think this is what we were talking about here, where it's just going to be a rundown fiesta here.
It's what is going on? It doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, the funniest part is that the team fight, I mean, the Jhin is a non-factor here, right? He was low the entire time. Like, at the very beginning of the fight, he got cut down to, 100 HP? He was just sitting there out of the fight. It was a 4v5. But the enemy, the DPS was half health already.
Yeah, so Cougar again went for a 1-person package to isolate and kill Mointment, which did isolate but not kill. But then on the other side, Jordan got taken super low, was kind of a little too far. Zaya and Yulu got caught. That's I think what started it. Yulu got caught and was at half health and couldn't do anything. But it's okay to walk away.
Yeah,
It's
they're
okay.
not. Yeah, they're not threatening Soul Point right now. You can afford to lose the dragon. Um, it just seems like a desperation play. Where there isn't supposed to be one.
That is true, but
And
we do see a couple ornaments coming in.
well,
It is going to be the Jack shows and the quick blade. Sorry, did
no,
not mean to cut you off.
it's all good. I mean, we even see our gold difference has increased to about 600.
There's
500.
6,000.
Oh, 6,000, 5,500 about there, but it's getting bigger.
Oh, there's going to be the knockup on the Ultra Bug. Ultra Bug is going to use the Zonias, and now we do have the teleport coming in as well. That is going to be the curtain call coming through, but does not look like it's going to kill anybody. Your bad connection is going to be okay, but that is going to be 2 forced off of this tower. Jordan and your bad connection going to have to back. Jordan actually stopped, but I don't think realized at first that was stopped. As we do see disabled right off over to the side. And then the top lane Taxon Colt is pushing La Shyvana off of this top lane tower. They're going to try to get on the Taxon Colt, at least get one. That is going to be the taunt coming through. Taxon Colt is going to try to run away and may be able to do so. There's going to be the Ornhorn coming. In the meantime, that inhibitor tower is going to go down. It looks like the inhibitor itself may go as well. The very nice big rocket from Q-Grip, but it's not going to be enough. There's going to be the Weaver Wall coming out from Disabled Red to make sure it gets away. Jordan is going to go deep, super deep. It's going to taunt, but it's going to be, I guess, going to be enough. Trades 1 for 1 with Disabled Rat, as now we see the rest of DPS looking to fight back into the mid lane.
Today's Baron Power Play was brought to you by they got, I think is an amazing trade for Cat Cowboys.
I mean, that's a huge win for Cat Cowboys.
Sent 4 people top to go deal with the Trundle. You got inhib for that. You almost had the top tower down.
Oh no, and it's gonna be your bad connection is gonna go down. Gonna get run down here by this Olaf. There's no stopping him. That is gonna be the double kill for the Olaf. Havoc Pigeon turning this whole thing around, and Q-Grid having to run away. Suddenly realize, oh no, I'm in a bad place. Is going to get slashed. Is gonna get rooted up by the flourish, and is gonna go down from the 4th shot. Mointman is gonna be able to take the kill, and now there's only 2 members available for DPS. It is going to be the 2 tankier ones, but there are 5 available for Cat Cowboys, and that is going to be La Shyvana getting rooting up Havoc Pigeon, trying to get away. It is going to be Jordan into the back line. He's going to be able to taunt up Havoc Pigeon. Havoc Pigeon is going to survive, and Whiteman is going to be able to get the 4th shot to take down the Rammus, and it looks like that's going to be the base. It is going to be a game to win. Cat Cowboys come back. Not a clean fight. Well, maybe not. We used to see more fighting.
Hold on, they stop hitting the Nexus.
There it is. There it is. Finally, Mointman with the 4th shot, and that is going to be a win for Cat Cowboys, able to even up the series. It doesn't have to be clean. It doesn't have to be pretty. It just has to be a win. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
That was a game of League of Legends.
That was definitely a game of League of Legends. There were champions. There were fights that people died in. Oh my, decisions were made. What the heck? I feel like no one wanted to win that.
How did we get to this point? One might ask.
That definitely felt like a game no one wanted to win, but it did turn into Havoc Pigeon, even into the Ornn, even after getting smacked around early. Turned it around and just was running people down. Said, "I don't care about your utility." Axes, yeah.
Well, you know, SadBoy, what went wrong? Where do you think the turning point was?
I think what happened was there was not the right amount of coordination coming in from DPS, especially in the team fights. And both teams basically just went as hard as humanly possible, for better or for worse. And unfortunately, DPS needed that coordination to do well. Like, you need the package and the taunt into everybody else doing damage. And instead, they just kind of were like, okay, I'm gonna go in. Okay, you can go in. Okay, I'm gonna go in. We won that fight. Okay, I'm gonna go in. Okay, I'm hitting him. Okay, we lost that fight. And on the other side, DPS, like, oh, somebody's messed around and wound up isolated with the Trundle or with the Olaf. Free money. That's really what happened. Like, I don't.
Yeah,
They did not have the right comp for the chaos, and DPS had a much better comp to benefit off the chaos. And I think that's how we wound up here in game 3, where again, it doesn't have to be pretty, it doesn't have to be cute, it just has to happen.
And happen it will in just a couple of minutes. For now, though, we ought to step aside and let these teams get a chance to get prepped for that game 3 to decide who takes the final semifinal spot here in BTL Season 14. We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes, folks, with the draft for that third game, so don't go anywhere.
All right. We are back for game 3, DPS versus Cat Cowboys. DPS is going to go ahead and ban that Tarek one more time. Cat Cowboys are going to ban the Kindred one more time. Those have been the most consistent performers all series because we haven't seen them. But we do get a Trundle ban coming out from DPS and the Janet ban coming out from Cat Cowboys as well.
It's gonna be interesting to see if we get a mixture. We're probably gonna get a mixture of the bans from game 1 and game 2. You know, after DPS and Cat Cowboys have gotten a feel for everything.
I would imagine so. I'm actually Nyla ban, really? DPS is gonna ban the Nyla that was, I would say, not the strongest part of game one for Cat Cowboys. I mean, if they think it was a problem, it was a problem, is the best way I can put it. But very, very interesting ban there. You were saying a mix. DPS did ban the Trundle from game two and the Nyla from game one. I
I'm
mean,
not.
you called it.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if the Nyla is the one that we ban here.
I agree, but we do get the Shin being banned as well by Cat Cowboys. The same bans as last time, not looking to change anything. Clearly confident in what happened, at least as far as who DPS did not have access to. And we're gonna see if what the first pick is gonna be here for DPS. Yamumu for Jordan. I am a big fan. Big fan. I mean, I'm assuming it's for Jordan. I guess it could be for someone else, but Jordan has looked really good on the Amumu throughout the season. Honestly, probably the best champion, but we are going to see the Milio come out for Cat Cowboys. Are we going to see Milio and something else?
Emilio Cogmo?
Oh, they switched it up to a Zach. Really? That might be a mistake. That might just be a mistake.
No, we're having a first pick jungler here, so.
I mean, I understand that, but knowing the priority that DPS places on Kog'Maw plus an enabler, I do wonder if maybe you should have stuck with your initial feeling there. And an Ezreal. Interesting. That is the sound of a question mark. While Zerathai has brought Ezreal back into, yeah, that works. I do wonder if that works. Because we're good. Yeah. I think Cat Cowboys should have taken the Milio, even if not for you, because that's what DPS has been kind of prioritizing. And now you have your Ezreal stuck in a lane with a Twitch with super long range who may just kill you. But we do get the Swain coming in from Cat Cowboys. The Swain was actually very good last game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about the set?
I mean, is the Ezreal better than the Jhin pick here?
Maybe.
Maybe is the strong word here.
You're trading up from an F tier to a D tier. It's not significantly better.
Yeah, pretty much. Like it maybe.
But yeah, Ezreal is better than Jhin, but in that position, in this draft, Ezreal is not what you prioritize.
No. And then, like we talked about this, the Milio was up. You were going to pick it first. You should have taken that. Because now we're just, you're giving DPS kind of what they want. Now, granted, I mean, we've seen Cat Cowboys these last two games. Game 2, their identity was all over the place again. And they just, like, rolled them. So I wonder if this is the identity that, ironically, that Cat Cowboys has, is that they just draft I wouldn't say draft horribly. I don't want to disrespect nobody. But, questionable choices.
And then just let it ride.
Yeah, just let it rip.
That might be it, because I can't think of anything else. But we do have looks like it's gonna be a blind pick, Arya Talia coming in for the mid lane here. And so they are gonna save that counter pick for top lane once again. DPS did ban the Olaf and the Jax, not wanting to deal with either of those again. I assume Cowboys is again going to kind of play for top lane. We do get the Scion being picked for DPS. Right? That's what it is for Cowboys. They're going to play for this counter pick top lane, and that's just going to be where they are. They got the Ezreal and the Swain to stay safe in the bot lane and the Talia to rotate. Right?
Yeah, they have the Ezreal and Swain to stay safe. Okay, fine. But that's a Twitch Milio. If it gets out of lane, if it hits level 6 and begins to roam, it will shred. Sure, Havoc Pigeon is going to be able to get a little bit fed on the top side. Sure, being able to pick last and having the team work for them is going to offer a point of power to Cowboys, but we know that DPS plays so heavily around your bad connection. And this draft is completely seeding the bottom side of the map because Ezreal Swain is never going to threaten Twitch Milio out of lane.
Renekton.
Does
Renekton do good into Scion?
Yeah, that was my question as well. I feel like no, but I've been wrong on these before.
Yeah, there's something Havoc Pigeon's done. It's just like prove us wrong. What was supposed to be a weak side top lane last game turned out to be Olaf. Even though he did lose his life, like the first couple of fights, he just ran them down.
But Renekton doesn't scale quite the way Olaf does, where Olaf eventually gets to the point where it's like, there's an Olaf on your chest, and he's just gonna heal all the health, and you can't stop it. Yeah, right? So, like that's not an option for Renekton as much. But I mean, you know what? I believe Havoc Pigeon knows what they're doing.
He's cooked before, and I'm definitely sure he's gonna earn another Michelin star one of these days.
I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, that is literally my opinion as well. That said, yeah, I'm really, really worried that we are going to see a repeat of game 1.
Yeah, what worries me the most, honestly, is let's look at the amount of CC that DPS has. We got a Mumu CC, we have Milio CC, and we have Veigar CC. Mumu having both Bandage and R, Milio having Lionel Messi's signature soccer kick, and then Veigar having Cage. Even Scion has CC of his own. And Renekton, once he gets CC'd, he has his 2 dashes, he has Zara, but you chain CC him, he's kind of null and voided. Same thing with Zag. Zag likes to go in. UCC to Zag. Well, now Zag stops bouncing. Milio has R for that. Swain in the bot lane, in support, this is different than the previous one where, you were playing an Enchantress support. You're still playing kind of Enchantress with Emilio, but Emilio can still poke, somewhat, and Twitch can also just run down an Ezreal and get into a good position.
That, yeah, very true. I will say, though, we did see Ultrabug. That Swain landed so many claws. So many claws. You thought it was a 19-year-old at a party, like just going through the claws. So I that's good, right? That's something that we can build on this, for lack of a better way to put it, if you are Cowboys. So that is something that may be able to do some work against Twitch Milio with the Zac. I would think that Cowboys have to put some more resources bot lane is my thing, though. We've seen them put a lot of resources top lane the first 2 games. I think you're going to need to put some bot lane. And again, my other issue is that Renekton doesn't scale like a Varus or like a Olaf, where as you get later in the game, you can eventually just kind of stop him. Like, am I mistaken in this belief?
No, you're right. Renekton falls off really hard, and if he does not get going early, then he will not get going at all. I just don't think Renekton is the choice in this comp. But hey, we've said this before. We always thought this blah 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 champion was not good into this comp, and somehow it worked. Like we didn't the Jhin. Obviously it was
not the
overshadowed by
problem
the
that game.
Olaf. we said the previous game we said the Jin wasn't gonna do anything, right?
Eh,
And he got overshadowed by the Olaf and the Trundle, but he still laid down damage when he needed to, and was basically a kind of a dumpster for like certain alts that they would just and cooldowns that people would throw at him.
Yeah, I mean, I would argue that was more poor target selection by DPS than anything else. I think
Yeah.
DPS really
Yeah.
lost their head the last 10, 15 minutes of that game for absolutely no reason.
Yes, yes, and yes. But I just
All right.
Cat Cowboys wins this by DPS losing their heads again.
I
Yeah,
agree.
I
I
think
agree.
that's about the last word here. There's there are plenty of chances for DPS to lose their head. We've seen it happen again and again this season. But they've been cleaner or they were at least cleaner yesterday against Imagine Cloud. And they looked
Ooh.
clean enough in game 1. They just have to bring that back and shake off game 2. Any final thoughts here before we send it to a short break?
Yeah. Vigar at 35 minutes. That is my final thought. That is the thought. Like, that's the whole thought. Vigar at 35 minutes. Both games have gone long enough that I think that late game Vigar will come online.
Well, here's to us. Will we make it to 35 minutes? Ugh.
Last game we didn't, but sure.
We got close enough that I think there's going to be a Vigar who can eventually just go, hey, Talia, Ezreal, maybe even Renekton. I couldn't help but notice delete.
Yeah, we will have to see, though. Here's hoping that timer stays below 35 minutes, maybe a little bit closer to the average of 28 that we've had so far in BTL, but we'll have all of those answers on the Rift in just a couple of minutes here. These two teams fighting for the final spot to take on Knights of Ishtar, undefeated in the regular season. Fantastic Four and Zerathai, who have looked so good since their roster redesign, and Rat Legion, who finally woke back up and remembered how to play League of Legends with about 2 weeks left in the season, trying to prove that they are good enough to face up to those teams. Which of these folks will take home the spot? We'll have the answers for you in just a couple of minutes.
All right, we are back for game 3, DPS versus Cat Cowboys, and we do see it looks like it's going to be a regular 5-pointer, at least some sort of spread out in happening from DPS, whereas Cat Cowboys also spreading out. DPS not looking to get the DPS bush this time. I wonder if that means that it's been abandoned. Very interesting, but we do see Last Ravana walking in, looking to see maybe if there's going to be some action going on. Is going to see that ward that was placed down by taxing Colt, and we aren't going to see an invade question mark. We do see some pings going out, but it looks like everybody's able to see each other. Mointment gonna walk a little deep, trying to see if anyone's in that bush. Not going to get the Q off onto anyone. So real quick, we do have teleport, flash, and Grasp of the Undying on Last Shyvana, and the Scion is going to be Conqueror on Jordan. On the Amumu, it's going to be teleport, flash, and electrocute for Q-Gertz. Vygar going to be flash, ghost, lethal tempo, your bad connections, Twitch, and it's going to be Yulu with the heal, flash, and summoner Airy on the other side. Havoc Pigeon taking the teleport, not tooken. We'll think about that word for later. Does have Conqueror though. Taxing Colt does have the flash and the aftershock. It is going to be the Dark Harvest with teleport and flash for disabled rat. Press the attack for Ointment, has the heal. Ultra Bug has the flash and the ignite on the Scion, and also has electrocute. And that is going to be Last Shyvana getting that knock up. There's always a Scion in the bush. It's the new gear.
I don't know that I love these keystone choices from Cat Cowboys. I think that First Strike is just a little bit better on both Talia and Ezreal here. You're not getting a whole lot of value outside of that out of that Dark Harvest, in my opinion.
I'm not sure how many Dark Harvest decks are going to be available. Again, playing off of what we were talking about earlier, that seems like one of those things where you're counting on the other team to play stupidly to benefit you. I don't know that. Ooh. That said, Havoc Pigeon smacking around Last Shyvana there. A little bit of trade back from the Scion, but not what you want. Very well done by Havoc Pigeon.
I think that's perfectly fine for Shyvana there. You're both down pots. Last Shyvana was a level down, so they get to level up healing as well. And you've got this wave parked nice and in front of your turret where you're going to be able to farm it all up. It's going to be difficult for Havoc Pigeon to continue to get that that trade down in the same way as long as Last Shyvana's cozied up under this turret like this.
That is actually, yeah. Okay. You make all the good points. I'm looking at the health now, and you are correct. Health is coming back.
However, Yulu's in trouble. Yulu taken down. First blood will go over to the Ezreal as the Milio
are we going to see this again? I feel like we've seen this again. Okay, your bad connection not going to go ahead and throw that extra death on there. We do see Tax and Cold again up on this top lane. Last Shyvana is going to be perfectly fine under tower and is actually going to win the trade, so to speak, there. And going to be able to hold that wave outside of tower. Amumu now looking to head down in the bot lane. That is going to be a Q coming out from Q-Grid as well. Able to hit Disabled Rat and dodge out the rest of the spells. Going to get some good damage down as well. Going to be able to land that Event Horizon. Your bad connection looking to dodge out there. There it is. Jordan is going to be able to land the bandage toss, and now they are trying to get onto Ointment and onto Ultra Bug. That is going to actually be the tower shot. It's going to take him down. Ultra Bug is going to be able to get the kill onto Jordan. The over-aggressiveness we've seen over the last, I'll say 15 minutes of actual game time has been the main problem we've seen from DPS.
Yeah, they're just losing their heads here. They're trying too hard to force plays when they don't have the resources or the stats available for it. Just completely pointless. You got the flashes out. Take your wins. Walk away.
You let your guard down. It's questionable all in sense because this is a mid to late game comp you are playing. Yes, look for opportunities where they present themselves in all lanes, of course. Threaten summoner spells when you can, and when flashes are down, when summoner spells are down, go for it, right? But you don't have to be throwing these 50-50s onto the wall and seeing if they stick. It just we're not playing to our
Yeah.
strengths. We're just not. We're just. I'm saying we as if I'm on their team, but it's just not. It's not happening. Like
I am. Yeah, I agree, and I don't understand. I don't understand what the point is of some of these plays as well, except to make it look cooler later. Like that's the only reason I can see for doing some of this stuff. It'll look cooler later when we make this comeback, because otherwise it is not helping you. That said, we do have some item components coming in. We do see Last Survivor as well getting pushed in the top line is going to be able to finally hit level 6. But there is 1 0-1 action on both members of the bot lane there for Cat Cowboys, and they are able to come back a lot a bit stronger than the bot lane of DPS, which may or may not matter in the long run, but in the short run is going to allow them to have a little more goal. But we see
4 people in the mid lane.
yeah, there's a lot of action going on here, but it's not going to result in anything. Okay.
If you're gonna go for that play, you have to have your mid laner bait forward disabled rat first. Yes, your bad connection able to roam, that's fine, but oh no, not again, Jordan.
I don't think Jordan's the one caught out this time. That is going to be Ultrabug taking super low. Is going to go down. Your bad connection trying to get the rest of the kill as well. There's going to be the ultimate coming out from disabled rat. Your bad connection trying to escape now. Is invisible. Is gonna get shoved back in there with a very nice play by disabled rat, and that's going to be the kill. Going for the Talia as the Vigard not able to get down there fast enough to answer the Weaver's wall, and just like that, that is a 2-for-1 for Cat Cowboys.
Yeah, it's very similar to game 1 here, or every game actually, where Cat Cowboys just gets ahead. And now will they have learned their lesson on how to play ahead?
That's a very questionable question, with question marks that I don't have an answer to, because again, we haven't seen clean macro out of, or clean anything out of Cat Cowboys in either game.
Oh, Kugert in trouble here, but might have enough damage from Whiteman. The Primordial Burst will take it, and Kugert takes that kill.
Yeah. Yes. Did get hit with that never move. The never moves have been incredible from Ultrabug, but the Event Horizon does land onto both of them, and Ointment does. Oh, the heal was just a sliver before it's back up and available, and was indeed able to hit that Primordial Burst and take him down. That was I think we've seen this episode before. 2v1 bot lane against the mid laner. Kugert gets the kill. Right? Haven't we seen these? I think we're just replaying different scenes from different episodes in this series.
No, yeah. I mean, the only difference being that this time he didn't get the double kill. But
that's only because Ultrabug walked away.
I mean, he didn't. He also got the flash from the Ezreal.
Oh my goodness, landing these cages so effectively, but we do see Havoc Pigeon just forcing Jordan off. Oh no, but there's going to be the CC chain. Havoc Pigeon is going to go down, but on the bot side, your bad connection is under threat. Taxon Colt is going to be able to get the ult off, but is now under tower. Going to take a couple of tower shots. That's going to be ult coming out from your bad connection. I don't know if that was the best ult in the world, but it's going to be enough to live at least. Did force out the ghost there, and the dragon is going to be over to Cat Cowboys, but Rift Herald on the other side going over to DPS.
I think you're okay with this if you're DPS. You get a few kills on the top side. You get the Rift Herald to help accelerate a lane, and all you lose is a single Chemtex Drake. Not the end of the world.
Not at all, not at all. A much better decision than some of the decisions we've been seeing made, where instead of forcing this fight at the dragon, they just trade the objective. Hopefully, this is kind of a mental reset coming in from DPS, as Cat Cowboys are able to take the dragon, able to at least... when did they get that plate? When did they get that plate in the bot lane?
I don't think if they got it, I think the minions got it. Like the
Okay.
minions just took it. I don't know. Because yeah.
Okay, that would make a little more sense there.
The minions got it. They didn't get it because they were dead, and they went for drag. So.
But we do see Last Shyvana doing a good job keeping up there with the Scion in the top lane. It does look like Havoc Pigeon looking to get some aggression going on, is going to hit him for a bunch. On the other side, Cougar is going to get hit by Disabled Rat and to give away a stack. Is going to be, ooh, not enough damage though. Does not land the full combo, and Disabled Rat is going to be fine. Now we see the Amumu coming through, being pinged out though. Jordan is gonna flash in, miss, gonna stun. Oh my goodness, no way, no way, no way. Oh, the mid laners trade kills as the junglers fight each other in the mid lane, and that is going to be Taxicult. Does not take a tower shot. Oh, Jordan with the nice stuns, and now Taxicult is under tower. We do have as well Last Shyvana is going to come through, and that is going to be your bad connection as well, rotating into the mid lane. And now there are 4 members here, as that is a 2-for-1 for DPS. Okay.
A silly interaction. We do a little bit of silliness here.
That is a plate that is going to be taken down from the bot lane of
The
Cowboys.
craziness does not end.
Oh,
there's the teleport coming in from Cougar. They're not concerned with the Swain though. They are looking to get onto Mointment, and Mointment may not have anywhere to go here. It has already been damaged, so it's not like
Mointment could turn this.
No.
Mointment
Oh
turns
my
one.
god! They tried to save it. They tried to save it for your bad connection. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
You know, I get the feed your ADC mantra, but sometimes you just gotta play the 100%.
Yeah, you gotta secure that kill. Oh my god.
There's more places to get gold from than just a singular kill, like this tower here. Your bad connection could have been there.
Yeah, my heart hurts. My heart hurts so bad. Just secure the kill. He's CC'd. He's locked down. Just kill him. Just kill him. Oh my goodness. So now we do have Ezreal coming through already with the Trinity Force, and now the teleports are coming in bot lane. From Cowboys, we have the Talia coming through, but is not going to use the Weaver's Wall there. Very, very interesting. Disabled Rat is stuck. Oh my god.
My goodness, that R.
Lives with double-digit health. Wow.
So it's going to send Disabled Rat back to spawn, but look mid lane here.
Yeah, Last Shyvana is trying to stay alive. Is actually going to live for a very long time. It is super hard to kill, but eventually it is going to be the Scion going down, and that is going to be Havoc Pigeon and Taxicult getting away, but losing a chunk of health for their troubles. Is this going to be first tower going over for Mointment and Ultra Bug? I think so, but someone's going to have to take a tower shot. They are able to take it down, but I don't understand. I don't understand. I have questions that may never get answered. And I don't just mean how do magnets work, because I don't get what's going on with DPS right now.
They've lost their heads. It's as simple as that. They're not playing to their strengths. They came in with a very clear game plan. Your bad connection was not subtle about the game plan. The game plan was your bad connection. The game plan was make the ADC the sole carry and play through that. And they're just not doing it well. They've completely
Last Shyvana trying to get on Disabled Rat. Disabled Rat is trying very hard to live and will wind up living. Does lose about 30% of health. The Vision of Empire able to scare off the rest of the aggression from the Scion. But yeah, I mean, they even with the play around your bad connection, it's not even that they haven't. It's that the decision making in playing around your bad connection has been so questionable that I just don't like. Is this what you thought was the best choice here? Like that, I just want to keep asking that over and over again. And it's, I don't know. It's just really confusing. But we do have the Blade of the Rookie coming in for the Twitch now. They are going to put the bot lanes in the mid lanes as we see Mointment and Ultra Bug there against Your Bad Connection and Yulu. Yulu a little bit off to the side, getting some solo XP for Your Bad Connection. Oh my goodness, I thought he was going to get hit again. I'm serious, Ultra Bug on this Swain has been clutch.
I mean, Swain is his most played support, other than Nami. So I would be surprised if he wasn't good on Swain.
That's fair. That is very, very fair. But we do see also, looks like it's going to be some aggression going on in the mid lane. Jordan is going to be spotted out on this pink ward, though. Going to get hit with the Vision of Empire. Going to miss the bandage toss. And now we see Tax and Colt coming in. But that's going to be the ults coming out from Jordan onto the backline, but not going to be able to get any of the action. That's going to be the teleport coming on from Havoc Pigeon on the backside. Havoc Pigeon going to be able to take down the Twitch. Now Tax and Colt is going to hop on to Yulu, and Yulu is trying to get away. Cougar is going to be here, but is going to be a bit late to this fight, as that is going to be a 1-fight, a 2-for-0 for Cat Cowboys.
Ezreal lived with 20 health there.
Last Siobhan is still trying to stay alive. They are going to be able to get, looks like Tax and Colt. Oh, he's going to go into the blobs again. That is going to be Cougar getting the kill. Cougar is very strong, but might be alone in this one. Oh my goodness. Is going to be able to get the kill onto Bointman. Is alive with minimal health. That is going to be a double kill for the Vygar, though. Oh my goodness. Just,
This team,
no.
What is going on?
Havoc Pigeon is going to be able to get away. We do see Ultra Bug is able to land the never move it out. That is going to be Jordan with the bandage toss. Going to be able to follow and get the kill. Chaos.
Raiding left and right.
Just chaos.
I have no words. We could just play late game. Like just play mid late game. Like Quaker already has 200 phenomenal power. He already has 200 extra AP in just about probably 10 more minutes. Like you said, the 35 minute mark. This man's gonna be a monster.
I mean, already looking to start deleting people. I'm not gonna lie. I would start indexing almost exclusively into cooldown reduction, but that's just me at this point. If you're that fed on the Vygar, but on the other hand, these fights are just happening. They're happening. I don't even know why they're happening. Sometimes they're happening. Like, can you explain why they're happening?
I can't. I actually can't, because I have no words, because I'm the one proposing that this is a mid to late game team. Like this fight here at Herald.
Why was she there?
Yes. Why is she? What? Like it's not like she was taking the rift. It's not like she had a started rift. It's not like she was taking away vision or anything. Like she's just chilling.
But that looks like it will be Rift Herald, or at least Rift Herald.
That's going in. Wait, they didn't finish it.
No, they didn't finish it. That's going to be the ult out of Jordan, and that's going to be another kill for the Twitch. And now Taxicult is stuck in the middle. Is going to hop back in, but it's going to be Twitch again with the double kill now. And now that they are on to Havoc Pigeon, Quaigard is going to be able to delete the double kill. Mointment goes away. That is 4 kills for nothing. Or excuse me, 4-1. Jordan did go down. 4 kills for DPS.
Okay. So you see them basically finished with the Rift Herald. The Rift Herald has 1,000 health left. And I don't even think they didn't even get it. I get
I think they're fine with that, though. You got 2 kills for each of your carries. Once you see that it is not, you don't have the advantage, your Talia is dead, why do you continue pressing that fight if you're Cat Cowboys?
I mean, let's look at it. I mean, let's take a step back and look at it from a gold perspective, right? Yes, they traded a bunch of gold for that, right? But no longer does DPS have a Rift Herald, so they can't just plop it down for this drag fight, right? They're still ahead.
mean,
They're 2 drags already up, so DPS kind of has to contest this.
Ointment is just going to go down.
Never mind. Everything I said was false. This was not true. Apparently, we don't team fighting. Who needs it, man? Hey, who needs this third dragon, right? Nah, you know what? I don't like. I was in the middle of a speech about how they were gonna play this team fight. It was gonna be amazing. This was big brain, 5,000 IQ, and there goes the ADC.
That is, the Event Horizon is able to catch Taxon Cold. Qgert may go down. Qgert is going to go down. That is going to be an 800 gold shutdown for Taxon Cold. But on the other side now, we do see the Dragon go down. Your bad connection is going to be able to take down the Renekton, looking to see if there's anything else to get. And that is going to be a 2-for-1. Again, the advantage going over in these fights to DPS now.
Why did they win that fight? One thing. Twitch was never touched. Nobody got on the Twitch. He free fired. That is all you have to do if you're DPS, and they finally did it. It took them 20 minutes in this game to remember what they drafted. And when they do it, and they execute, it's easy. There's no question.
It did cost them Qgert, though. Qgert did provide all of the, well, not all of the peel, but a significant amount of the peel with that Event Horizon, and basically wind up getting CC'd pre and post that to allow Twitch Twitch was the only one hitting the dragon. Twitch hits the dragon, takes the dragon, turns around, is like, oh, okay, I'll clean this up now, friends. That's 2 straight fights where Cowboys at a numerical disadvantage just said, why not? And the answer was because they have more goons. Like, I don't.
4v5
this is what
up 2 dragons. Like you had a gold advantage. You just chill. You go farm, go do something else. Maybe take a top turret.
I mean, I think they think and they know that they have a timer, right? Like, you have to accelerate the game. It's a Twitch Vigar. At a certain point, Twitch Vigar is going to go Twitch Vigar. Yeah. That part I understand. But
of course,
you still can't win those fights either way.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, exactly. You just, like, yes, they're on a timer, but that doesn't mean blindly 4v5 into a Vigar especially this part of the river, right? If we had a replay system, we could see that Vigar's Event Horizon covers that whole entrance.
Oh my god. Your bad connection just deleting, and now we see Taxon Colt entering the fight, but may have to leave it. That's going to be a very nice ult coming out from Jordan as they are able to delete Havoc Pigeon on the other side. Qgert able to get the ultimate off. That is Taxon Colt going to be knocked up. Another bandage toss from Jordan. Jordan taken super low, but the Event Horizon again. Taxon Colt forced to flash away, and that is 2 members dead, 2 members low, and it looks like it's going to be a free Baron for DPS. The Vision of Empire is going to get a little vision of Baron, but I don't think it's going to be enough. There's just no one here to steal. Oh, Sure Shot Barrage, maybe? No.
No, guys, Swain's here. Swain can surely steal this. With the power of Leandry.
I don't doubt it.
Never mind.
But
no power of Fine Soul today, baby.
I just, DPS hit the point. They hit the moment. How much? There is 900 AP on that Vigar. 957. And it just went up.
Yeah, he just completed an item as well.
Oh no. He's got the book. He's collecting pages. Oh no.
Yeah. I think basically every fight somebody's getting deleted, right? And then from there, you have to figure out what happens. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, no. Once he deletes who's in the delete, he just pops out an Event Horizon, stops all the engage, and then gives himself time to drop more damage and pops out another cage and just. And then
Again
you
and
have
again and again.
you have
Mhm.
Scion as tank, who's just gonna infinitely scale due to Heartsteel, and then you got a Mumu who seems to not be taking damage from anyone apparently.
Does
The
crack me up that the Heartsteel
Renekton,
is only just completed, but
yeah, it was supposed to, you rush Heartsteel.
Ooh, they're putting a couple people onto La Shyvana here. I don't know that is the best idea. That never was again gonna land, but
Oh,
now here
there we
comes the
go.
collapse, and Ultra Bug is just not going to live. On the other side now, the rest of the team coming through. That is going to be disabled. Rat taking super low, just not in range for the primordial burst.
Oh,
Otherwise
the
would have
R
gone
coming
down.
out. Oh,
But Last Shyvana is going to be able to get the kill and is going to be able to hop back over. There's going to be the bandage toss. There's going to be the curse of the sad mummy. And that is going to be the sad cat Cowboys as two more are going to pass away. Mointment is going to get deleted from half health with that ultimate. And there is only one member available. Taxon Colt still alive, walking back to the health or to the fountain for the health. But I don't think Cowboys have any options left. Yeah.
Vigar has the fun button. There is counterplay
Yeah.
to that button.
yeah. Simply do not get hit by the fun button.
I mean, 1100 AP on the Vigar right now.
And it's gonna keep climbing as this game.
It's up to 1130
yeah.
now. Like, just
I kind of want to see a team fight happen and see how much his AP goes up. Let's play a game. How much AP will the Vagar gain in this team fight?
Well, he also has 7 Magi stacks left to get.
Oh yeah,
That's fair.
Well, with 7 more stacks, that's 35 more ability power. That's gonna
Well,
be
just
added.
bought a sorcery elixir, so he's at 1196 now.
If Vigar
Just-
doesn't die in the next fight, he hits 1300 AP.
Yes. That said,
And-
that Baron push did not net a lot of turrets, only netted 1 for DPS. So, small victories there available for Cat Cowboys. They live for a little while longer.
Oh, might catch Saxon Colt on here. Lacking. Can he one-shot the Zac? I think he might be able to, even through...
I don't think he can quite one-shot the Zac. That might need about
Not
1400
yet, that's
AP.
what you're saying. Not
Yeah, he
yet,
needs a
that's what
void
you're
staff.
saying. Yeah. Up to 1200.
Yeah.
here.
Just, how much? He could 2-shot him though. 2 rotations and the Zac goes away.
Yeah, his R is gonna currently do between 1225 and 2450.
Yeah, it's up to 1200 now. I mean, this is I don't know what options are available to Cowboys here.
See, the problem is that I think this game's kind of this is just. I mean, the timer is just getting closer and closer. I think the time's basically up here. Next objective that's going to be fought is going to spell the ending of this game.
Unless they manage a miracle pick or DPS loses their head again. Oh, goodbye. Oh, gosh.
Okay, so how much health does Havoc Kitchen have?
That
was at least 2500, 2700 that just buy. So
Somebody
yeah,
clip that, please.
that's
Not for a highlight, but just so that we can watch that in slow motion.
so that's
The game-
just not fair. Yulu is taken low there by that sure shot barrage. Same for your bad connection. Vision of Empire is not going to be able to hit anybody, but is going to be able to spot out a couple friends. Last Shyvana trying to get onto Disabled Rat, playing the spacing game very, very well. But there's a Twitch coming. Oh, they decided against it as DPS is now going to go ahead and try to siege this tower. By the way, the Primordial Burst is up again.
What's the cooldown? 37-second cooldown. God,
Yes.
Oh, he's
Like
got. He's one off 1300. Oh, there it is. 1367. He just bought Zonia's.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is just this is not I don't have words to describe how unfair that must feel.
He just 3-shot the blue buff.
Yeah, at this point, the question becomes, why is DPS slow pushing this? Why do they not just group as 5 and end the game? Why are they making this last longer? Because they're just giving themselves more opportunities to make mistakes.
I think it's because of the mistakes we saw last game where they're trying to be as safe as possible in the game without having to take the bad ideas that plagued them last game. That said, this Baron might be one of those bad ideas. That flyover is not going to be enough, though, and it is going to go down. And now we see Taxon Colt in the back of the pit, likely to go down as well. Oh, he's going to be able to hop out with that elastic swing shot, but the Baron goes over for nothing. DPS just trying to slowly play it out. I mean, I understand why. I'm not sad about it.
They're scared of messing up, but at this point, I think even if you give all your shutdowns now, this Veigar is just outlandishly strong.
I mean, look at how quickly that Drake melts.
Whew.
They just end the game here.
I don't think that teleport was necessary, but that is going to be.
Lord, that's a big Scion.
Yeah.
How much?
That is going to be a third
Shavana
Infernal
have?
Drake.
He doesn't even have 6,000 health. Come on.
5,800 health, 1,400 AP on that Veigar now. As we do see the march through mid lane coming in. Last Shavana backing and going to bot lane. That said, the wave clear is coming through.
Why are you catching the wave? Just end the game. You have Baron. You have 2 minutes on Baron.
I
don't
don't know.
need to 4-1 here.
I don't know. This doesn't. I mean, pressure.
But they're
But you
also
don't have
not
pressure.
looking to
The
siege.
wave is on the other side of the map. They're giving up this siege. They've stacked another wave. You only get 3 more waves of Baron buff, and they're wasting the time they have. I'm just baffled. Okay, Jordan's gone in.
Oh my god!
And forced the flash away. Gets pulled all the way
cute.
back. But we do see the Baron wave there from Last Shavana is going to get pushed in. There's
Finally,
2 members on Last Shavana. Your bad connection is opening up onto Disabled Rat, and Disabled Rat is going to go down on the other side. Last Shavana is kind of just hanging out there, managing to stay alive. It's going to be able to take a tower with just the cannon minions. That is going to be Cougar staying alive as well. Ultra Bug is going to go down. Your bad connection is now legendary on the other side. Taxon Colt is getting tanked off by Last Shavana there, as the inhibitor is going to go down in mid lane. We do see this fight just lasting forever, but the damage can't get there. Finally, the wave comes in. Hugert is just going to delete a member or 2. Taxon Colt barely lives to get picked off by Your Bad Connection, as it looks like DPS has finally decided to end the game. That is going to be a double kill for Hugert, as there is only Ointment left alive. Disabled Rat is going to be up in 5 seconds. Same for Ultra Bug, but I don't think that's going to be enough. DPS finally in the game. Probably lasted about 8 minutes longer than it needed to, but they will advance to the playoffs.
He had 1,600 AP.
Yeah.
Insane.
I think he was a little bit strong.
Another game of League of Legends.
That was definitely a game from BTL. For sure. So yeah. What was okay, let's back up here. First of all, what was that draft from Cat Cowboys?
That was a Cat Cowboys draft. It was certified. I don't think we've seen anything different from them from game 1 to game 3.
Fair enough. Okay. then let's go with what was the decision making from anyone. I understand it's really easy to say when you can see everything, but I don't think these were good decisions, even with fog of war and the limited knowledge you have in the middle of a League of Legends game.
No,
Like,
teams were
I
playing
don't-
emotional. They weren't playing smart.
Okay. Well, I believe that Qgurt was the MVP. I don't know if anyone else has any thoughts.
I would say it depends on the game 3. Quaker gets it for sure. I'd say game 1, it goes to your bad connection.
I mean, Qgurt did a lot of work game 1 though. On the Cassiopeia as well.
Yeah, I think
yes,
it's I
but
think
the
it's pretty clearly
Kog'Maw
Qgurt.
was. Well, I mean, overall, it's
Well, that's who we're talking about. We're talking about overall. Who are we kidnapping here? Overall for the series.
I want to say my boy, your bad connection, but I'd have to agree with Quaker.
All right, Quagert, if you're listening, you're getting kidnapped. If not, you'll know in about 2 seconds. Qgurt, Quagert, welcome to the cast. Congratulations on your win.
Ooh, yeah, thanks.
And on
Thanks, Quagert.
surviving a very close call there with Cat Cowboys.
A little close.
just a touch.
Just a little bit.
Were y'all at all concerned after game 2? It seemed like y'all were emotionally a bit all over the place. Like the team wasn't really gelling as well. How did y'all keep calm? How did y'all stay positive and focused on the game here?
I don't really know. We just kind of started playing. We just played better. Fixed our mistakes one game.
Fair enough.
Nothing
Makes sense,
special
makes sense.
happened. We just won, you know.
Makes sense. Makes
Just
sense.
played
Makes
better.
sense.
So, game 3, you may have had a lot of AP.
Yes. The 3 Infernal Drakes helped a lot. That was really cool.
That does make sense. Was there a reason that y'all didn't end as fast as you possibly could have?
Me personally, I was savoring it. I was happy to let that game go on.
Were you aiming for 2000 AP?
Yeah, I was happy to wait. But I don't know. We just wanted to check all our boxes before winning. Make sure we did it perfectly. Leave no chance for a comeback.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. I like people like stay winning, so there you go.
That is fair. That is fair. I don't know. So it seemed like I'm not gonna lie, seemed a little less cohesive than we're used to seeing from y'all. What was going on?
I don't know. That felt cohesive except for game 2. Game was 1 and 3 felt pretty good.
Well, let's talk about game 2 for a second.
Yes.
Oh, I was gonna say, game 2. You said y'all didn't really feel like yourselves. What went wrong?
I think I got too big over my head. After my double kill bot, I felt immortal. And I was not immortal.
That explains the corgi package on the solo ADC.
Time after time after time. Well, we don't want to keep you here too much later because we know that it is late for you. It is late for our folks in chat. So, before we head out, any final thoughts? Anyone you want to shout out? Anything else you want to say to the fine folks listening at home?
Nope.
Alrighty.
We'll see you later. We'll
Enough
see you next
said.
time.
Oh, that's a bold statement, folks. You heard it here first. DPS will see us again in the interview booth. We'll see if that holds up next weekend when they face off against either Knights of Ishtar or Rat Legion in the semifinals here. But that being said, I believe it is time for us to call it a night. For myself,
Absolutely.
for Rodney, for Stevie, for everyone here at BTL, thank you all for coming out and joining us this evening. Been a blast, been a series of very interesting games here, and a fabulous gauntlet from top to bottom. Seeing a lot of teams doing their best here, but we're going to send it to the end of the night. Thank you all for coming out. We'll see you all next time.
Laters.